We welcome you to Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts for another rendition of Wareham Gatemen baseball as the Gatemen hit the road to take on the Cotuit Cavaliers for the third time this season. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's one of the best teams on the Cape in the Cavaliers and probably the hottest team on the Cape right now in the Wareham Gatemen. In the last 5 games, the Wareham Gatemen are 3-0-2. They haven't lost since last Friday. And Alex, they've looked phenomenal during that stretch.
Well, they have, and the pitching has been there, and the offense has been there. 12 runs scored. That's the most the Gatemen have scored all season long. They did that in Hyannis yesterday, and this is the Gatemen team that's really been fun to watch over the past week. Like you said, Cam, haven't lost in 6 days.
And that loss was a 6-1 defeat to Hyannis at home. Since then, it's been a win over YD and then a home against Bourne, in which they tied both of those, a 1-0 win over Orleans. And yesterday, probably the most impressive wins in terms of, okay, the offense was there when the pitching wasn't, a 12-10 win over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Well, that's right, and that's what Owen Diodati told our own Claire Foley after the game, where when the pitching isn't there, it's the offensive's job to just pick it up, and that's what they did. They had 13 hits on the day, and just overall, just looked phenomenal. It was the best day we've seen from them at the plate. Everyone had a productive at-bat through 3 innings of play, and that's exactly what you're looking for, especially from a team that really wasn't hitting on all cylinders up until the past week.
Yeah, but now the Wareham Gatemen are up there in the hit department, second in hits per game with just over 7, but they're going up against a Cotuit team that ranks first in hits, 180 on the season through 23 games. It'll be a stout Cotuit team against a really hot Wareham Gatemen group. We'll catch you on the other side for starting lineups and so much more. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today.
Hey Gatemen fans, don't miss out as the Wareham Gatemen head to Worcester, Mass. to take on the Bourne Braves at Polar Park, the home of the Worcester Red Sox. This special game at Polar Park takes place Monday, July 25th with a 6:45 first pitch. Tickets start at just $10, so head to gatemen.org to get yours today.
The 2022 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday, July 23rd. Join the CCBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization here at Spillane Field. Gates open at 2 p.m., Home Run Derby will begin at 5, and first pitch is at 6:05 p.m. Tickets will be available through the league and Gatemen website.
Welcome you back to Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts, the site of game 24 of 44 between a pair of in-division foes in the Cotuit Cavaliers, who lead the West Division, and the Wareham Gatemen that are slowly inching up to that 3rd spot but still sit at 4th alongside Alex Feuz. I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's a Cotuit team that's struggled as of late, which is shocking to say because the Cavaliers have been so great all season. 14-5-4, but in the last 5 games, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 ties. On the other end, Alex, we already talked about it, the Wareham Gatemen haven't lost in the last 5 games. 3 wins, 2 ties. We're going to break down the starting lineups for you today, starting with the Cotuit Cavaliers. It'll be Tommy Troy up top, followed by Brooks Baldwin, who leads the Cape in batting average. Behind him, Tyler Johnson out of Coastal Carolina, a really veteran filled top 3 for the Cotuit Cavaliers. And then it's CJ Kapis batting cleanup. Justin Mickness behind him, he's the catcher. Calvin Harris, Victor Scott, Josh Pearson, and Kyle Karros out of UCLA. Now when we switch it over to the Wareham Gatemen side of things, it's a bit shocking. for a team that's 9-11-3. They were 6-11-1 as of last Friday, but as we've mentioned, have turned it around. Chase Davis is at the top of the order for the second straight game, but no Hogan Windish, who's a guy that's been probably the most consistent force on this team. Ryan Campos bats second for the first time this season. Then it's Max Anderson in the 3-hole. Owen Diodati, who had a breakout game yesterday, 3 hits with a 2-run homer as well. He's batting cleanup. Then it's Alan Roden, Kellum Clark, and winding down the lineup, Carter Graham batting out of the 7th hole for the first time this summer. Jack Hausinger and Derek Fabian. But Alex, no Hogan Windish. He started the previous 23 games, most of them in left field. He saw some time in center, but he was the consistent 2-hole hitter for this team, but he gets the day off.
Yeah, that makes sense. Windish obviously 0 for his last 9 at-bats, and this is the guy who has played every single position really for this Gatemen team, and with no off day really until Monday, and I don't even consider an off day on Monday just because, well, the whole Cape is going to Fenway Park, which is about an hour and a half drive from Wareham for the workout that the Cape team does. So with no off day after Monday for about another week, it makes sense. He was struggling at the plate, and a well-deserved night off for Windish.
Hogan Windish leads this team in hits with 25, but don't fret, the man in the 3-hole and Max Anderson right behind him with 24 hits. As Harvey Shapiro, in his first year as the field manager for the Wareham Gatemen, takes his post as the third base coach, he represents one of 2 Cape coaches here today that are one of 5 that have over 400 wins as a field manager on Cape Cod. The other is Mike Roberts, who picked up his 400th win earlier this season. He's sitting at 412. Harvey Shapiro has 538, and he's currently 3rd all-time. One more win, and he ties 2nd all-time on the Cape in wins as a field manager. Break down the defensive alignment for the Cotuit Kettleers. All around, their starting man on the bump, Harrison Cohen. Behind the plate, Justin Mickness. From 3rd to 1st, Kyle Karros, Brooks Baldwin, Tommy Troy, CJ Kafis. From left to right, Josh Pearson, Victor Scott, and Calvin Harris. On the mound for the Cotuit Kettleers, Harrison Cohen out of George Washington, just graduated, and it's a player that is in his 3rd season with the Cotuit Kettleers. He pitched in 2019, of course, no season in 2020, as well as in 2021. His 5th appearance, his 5th start on the Cape this summer, a 1.10 ERA, 16 innings of work, has given up 12 hits, 2 earned runs, has 11 strikeouts to just 3 walks. So Harrison Cohen is the righty on the mound that'll face this top of the order for the Wareham Gatemen. It kicks things off with Chase Davis, Ryan Campos, and Max Anderson. Davis steps in out of Arizona, the rising junior, and he had a breakout game in just his 2nd game on the Cape this summer against the Harbor Hawks yesterday. He finished with a double and a single. He also walked, and it's really refreshing to see a guy like Chase Davis leading off in just his 3rd game on the Cape. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Cohen. Fastball clips the outer half. That's strike 1. It is Red Shirt Friday in honor of our military members that currently serve and served in the past here at Lowell Park. 0-1 pitch, Davis foul tip into the glove of Mickness, and that's why the home team, the Cotuit Kettleers, are rocking the Digi Camo hats and the all red jerseys on top. White pants with pinstripes on them, and it reads Cape Cod across those red jerseys. 0-2 pitch. Davis takes. Breaking ball misses outside and low. And for the Wareham Gatemen, they're in the road dark blues, cranberry colors, and white trim. So Davis behind the count, 1-2 to Harrison Cohen. Beautiful day at Lowell Park. Barely any wind. 1-2 pitch. Fouled back off the glove of Mickness. Chase Davis stays alive, and one player we're hoping has an unbelievable rest of the season is a guy in Chase Davis who had a breakout season at Arizona in the spring.
Yeah, Chase Davis spent some time in the Northwoods League last summer, and this is a guy where we really don't have to worry about that slow ease into wood and backs. He used a wood bat all last summer, so he's familiar with it, which is why we're starting to see him get hot right away.
1-2 pitch, just misses high and inside. Player in Chase Davis just in his 3rd game on the Cape. .222 average, picked up both of his hits in that 12-10 win over Hyannis yesterday. Cohen gets set to deliver to Davis. Kick in the 2-2. Fastball in the dirt. What a job by Chase Davis to force the count full after falling behind 0-2.
That's what you're looking for from the leadoff guy.
That's why you have him up there. He singled to lead off the game against the Harbor Hawks on the road yesterday. Second straight game batting leadoff. Defense shifted to the right. Payoff pitch. Davis loops to left, moving in Pearson. He'll drop right in front of him. Back-to-back days with a leadoff single for Chase Davis, and there's one on with no outs for the two-hole hitter, Ryan Campos.
Yeah, that's why Chase Davis is going to be a vital member of this lineup moving forward this summer. The first pitch he saw yesterday against Hyannis, and a line drive right up the middle, but that was a great at-bat. Fell behind 0-2, worked it full, just hit a little blooper to left field, went the other way with it, and now a leadoff runner to start this game once again for the Gatemen.
But it brings up a different batter. Ryan Campos is batting out of the two-hole. It was a post previously occupied by Hogan Windish for the first 23 games of the season. He has an off day, so Campos steps in. Cohen checks on Davis at first. Righty on lefty matchup. Ryan Campos, the catcher, 5'9", 180 out of Arizona State. Just wrapped up his redshirt freshman season, in which he led the Sun Devils in batting average in the spring. Cohen the first pitch. Fastball strike one right down the pipe at 92 miles per hour. What a luxury here at Lowell Park to have the radar gun showing on the scoreboard in deep left center.
You can hear the heat hitting Mickness' glove there.
Cohen just wrapped up his baseball career at George Washington, did the righty. Runner at first, no outs. Cohen checks on Davis at first. The team in the Wareham Gatemen that have only stolen 9 bases this summer. The Harwich Mariners have 17. That's the next closest team. So don't expect Chase Davis to steal, but you never know. His team's picked it up on the base paths as of late. Cohen gets set, 0-1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt, Mickness loses it. Chase Davis races over to second. So it's not a stolen bag, but a wild pitch, and there's a runner in scoring position with no outs in the top of the first, just underway at Lowell Park. Ryan Campos in his 20th game on the Cape, a .230 average. Did not play yesterday. He's back in the lineup today in an unfamiliar spot. Yes, he's batted leadoff, but the two-hole, completely different animal. Corner infielders are in. 1-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Count 1-2. Ryan Campos behind the count. Packed house, as it seems to always be at Lowell Park. The bleachers above the Cotuit dugout on the third base side completely full. All Cotuit fans, and then Wareham fans have come out to play as well. Scattered crowds above the first base dugout in which the Gatemen occupy. Runner at second, no outs, top of the first. Cohen steps off the rubber, looks off at second. Count stays 1-2. Campos stretches out his arms, digs his back foot into the lefty batter's box. Flings his bat like a windmill, now rests it on his back shoulder. Cohen the 1-2. A breaking ball chop right side, foul.
Another good at-bat here from Campos. Battled off the off-speed. Fooled him the pitch prior, but now just trying to stay alive at the plate and try to do a job.
Alex, I think one part of Ryan Campos' game that we admire, and it's one of many, is how patient he is. He forces a lot of counts full. In this situation, he's just fighting off a few pitches. Cohen dangles his throwing arm near his right knee. Meets ball to glove, now set at the neck, drops to the letters. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball chopped up the middle. It's scooped up by the shortstop, thrown over to first, one away. Chase Davis heads over to third. So Brooks Baldwin took that grounder away from Tommy Troy at second. And on a running throw, threw it over to C.J. Kafis at first. There's one away, and now a chance for Wareham to get on the board with only one away in the top of the first. Chase Davis just 90 feet away.
Yeah, a good job by Campos to hit it the other way there and make sure that it went on the right side of the infield to try to do the best chance he could to advance Davis at third.
First pitch, a strike on the outer half from Harrison Cohen to Max Anderson. Talked about it before the game. Hogan Windish, who's not playing today, probably the most consistent hitter over 23 games. Over the last 11, it's been Anderson's show. He's on an 11-game hit streak. 0-1 fouled off to the right side, 82-mile-per-hour breaking ball, and the count 0-2. On top of that, he has 24 hits, so he's nearly caught up to Hogan Windish in the hit department. He's second on the team.
Yeah, 3 for 5 day yesterday, 2 ribbies, then a walk. Oh, Anderson loves those steaks.
Right now with a runner at third in the top of the first. The 0-2 delivery, breaking ball at 82, misses in the dirt and away. A player that started the season 0 for 10 in the first 3 games. In the last 11 games alone, he's at least registered 1 hit. The infield Foley in, expecting a ground ball to keep Chase Davis at third. 1-2 delivery, fastball high, popped up. Justin Mickness gives chase. Catcher moves back, makes the grab. Max Anderson slams his bat against the dirt, and now there's 2 away. Still a runner at third for the cleanup hitter Owen Diodati. You can highlight Max Anderson all you want in the hitting department, but in terms of a newcomer, Owen Diodati has shown his impact. In yesterday's win over the Harbor Hawks, a 3 for 5 day, a 2-run homer. He added another RBI on top of that and was our South Coast Health player of the game. Righty on lefty to Diodati, who's heading to Oregon in the fall after a couple of years at Stanford. Pitch misses outside at the letters, count 1-0.
Now Owen Diodati, a Wareham Gatemen All-Star in 2021. A familiar face, a fan favorite. Everyone loves him.
1-0 pitch. Fastball way high, missed outside as well. You mentioned that he had a 246 average last summer, along with 7 home runs, 23 ribbies. It was unbelievable. 9 multi-hit games. So the reason he was a fan favorite, he was so good a season ago, a staple in Wareham.
And in the interview with Claire after the game, a well-spoken one. Loves the game.
Diodati, slow chopper right side, veers foul. What I love most about Owen Diodati and what he was talking to Claire Foley, our sideline reporter, about after the conclusion of that win over Hyannis yesterday is not just how professional he is, but he understands the season. It's a game-by-game basis. You want to do it tomorrow. It's one game, and it's great to see the offense going, but he knows it has to translate from game to game. 2 away, 1 on. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, strike 2 on the inner half at 93. Harrison Cohen is 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam that he's caused with Chase Davis at third. At a leadoff single, advanced on a grounder. That put him from second to third after he got to second on a pass ball. We're in the top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count with 2 away. Davis at third is the go-ahead run. The pitch. Breaking ball at 84 in the dirt. Mickness covers it, throws it back to Harrison Cohen. Now the count full. Three hits for Owen Diodati yesterday. First plate appearance today. Runner at third. 2 away. The payoff pitch. Fastball laced to left, base hit. Davis comes in to score, rolls all the way to the warning track. Diodati slows his roll around first, retreats back to the bag, and it's 1-0 Gatemen in the top of the first. Owen Diodati continues his hot start to the summer.
Another player like Chase Davis that has no adjustment period needed with these wooden bats. He's a player that has already committed, just so much impact to this lineup. And for the second game in a row, has a RBI in the first inning.
Not as loud as a home run, but you could hear it from our view behind home plate. 1-0 Gatemen. First pitch to Alan Roden. Swings at the first one. Two hopper over to Brooks Baldwin at short. Flip to Tommy Troy. Steps on second. That retires the side. But not before Owen Diodati replicates his performance yesterday with an RBI to bring across a run in the first. We head to the bottom of the first, and we'll see Cotuit's offense for the first time today. But the Kettleers are in a hole. 1-0 at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors. We're in the bottom of the first at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. The second time that the Wareham Gatemen have visited the Cotuit Kettleers. The first game at Spillane Field ended in a 5-3 win for Cotuit. The second game between these two teams was at Lowell Park a week ago. That was back on June 30th, a 6-5 walk-off win for the Kettleers. So Cotuit's 2-0 against Wareham, but the Gatemen will throw out an ace in Jonathan Brand. He'll be heading to Auburn in the fall. And Alex, this guy is unbelievable with his stuff on the mound.
Yeah, made his last appearance on July 2nd against YD, and he went 4 innings, 3 hits, gave up 3 runs, all unearned, with a walk and 4 Ks. And he held YD to 3 hits through just 4 innings of play.
So Brand on the mound delivers the first pitch. It's fouled off to the right side and out of play by Tommy Troy. That aforementioned walk-off win for the Cotuit Kettleers on June 30th with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th. Well, it was off the lumber of Tommy Troy, who hit a solo shot. 0-1, chopped to second base. Hausinger charges, scoops over to first, and there's 1 away. The defensive alignment for the Wareham Gatemen from third to first. Max Anderson at the hot corner. Derek Fabian just his second start at shortstop. Jack Hausinger is back in the starting lineup after a day off tomorrow. You could say pseudo day off because he came in as a defensive change in the latter stages of that win over Hyannis. He's at second. Then Carter Graham at first. From left to right, Owen Diodati, Chase Davis, Alan Roden. And behind the dish catching, calling the signs for Jonathan Brand is Ryan Campos. Righty on lefty, Brooks Baldwin stands in. Shortstop out of UNC Wilmington. First pitch, fastball at 93, misses outside. It's a player in Brooks Baldwin that, because a majority of his teammates have left the Cape, probably some of the best that this Cotuit team has seen, now he leads the Cape in batting average. Strike thrown on the outer corner, so Chandler Simpson's gone, a player that consistently was batting over 450 out of Georgia Tech. Cam Collier is also gone as he's prepping for the Major League Baseball draft on the 17th of July. Baldwin, he's carried the load. 1-1, another fastball, that one at 91. Good movement on the tailing end as it clipped the outer half. One ball, 2 strikes the count, 1 away in the bottom of the first. The pitch. Got away at 91 from Jonathan Brand. The count even 2-2. So Brand making his fifth start, 3 ended in a no decision, 1 in a loss back on June 20th against Chatham. For this season, he has 14 strikeouts to just 2 walks entering this one. This is fifth start. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled off to the left side.
Sound like I hit a car on that one.
So unfortunate. I mean, it's a great thing that all these ballparks almost act as your classic Little League ballparks or high school parks where the ambiance and everything around it is so classic, and it's not big time, but that's a huge issue because if foul ball's hit out of here, it'll most likely hit a car. 2-2, Baldwin fouls it off the same way. We'll see if it hits another car, but didn't sound like it caromed off anything too loud.
You know, they did call Lowell Park the Field of Dreams of the Cape.
Huh. This team in Cotuit does have 17 championships, which leads all 10 teams. It is a beautiful park, I will say that. 2-2 pitch. Fastball again fouled back in the same direction, but that time off the fencing that surrounds Lowell Park from dugout to dugout, netting right in front of the big bleachers down the third and first base lines. I think the one gripe about this ballpark, no lights. That's why we start at 5 o'clock, because once we veer into the darkness, you got to end the game if it's not over already. Breaking ball, called strike 3, outer corner. Oh, a changeup at 75, froze Brooks Baldwin, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the first.
You know, every home plate umpire has a different way to call strike 3 looking, but I've never seen that one. He just punched the air.
I will say, our home plate umpire, Steve Durant's, first base Jeff Mirza, and third base Mike Delaney. But to focus on Steve Durant's for a second, very animated with his calls. Righty on lefty, first pitch, fastball low, missed inside to Tyler Johnson, the designated hitter. He's had himself quite the season as well. Coastal Carolina finished his senior season in the spring. 0-2 fastball is clocked foul left side. And we've talked about the play of Brooks Baldwin. He leads the Cape in batting average, but how about Tyler Johnson? A 341 average in just 15 games played.
The cream always rises to the top.
1-1. This player in Tyler Johnson, and maybe it's just his experience, but ever since he's gotten to the Cape, he's been the cream of the crop, or at least amongst them. In his last couple games, make it his last 5, 8 hits, a 444 average. 2-1. Fastball again fouled back to the left side, and now that's the 5th foul ball that's gone off to the left side over the netting. I think cars are just asking to be hit at this point.
Insurance money will speak.
Field of Dreams, maybe Field of Broken Windshields? 2-2. Fastball hard hit to right, falls for a base hit. It's now the 9th hit in the last 5 games for Tyler Johnson. He's also up to 16 hits on the summer, and with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Cotuit gets past Jonathan Brand for the first time today. It's courtesy the lumber of Tyler Johnson, which brings up another lefty. And get this, Alex, 7 of the 9 players in the batting order for the Kettleers are lefties. 2 through 8, all lefties. So it's almost like a huge righty sandwich, with Tommy Troy at the top, Kyle Karros at the bottom, and all lefties in between. First pitch is a fastball at 90 that grazes the outer corner to C.J. Kafis.
I don't know if Mike Roberts looked at our great game notes, but Jonathan Brand against left-handers, they're only hitting 235 against righties, 260.
Huh. So Brand actually pitching into his strength. 0-1, another heater, that one at 90. It dotted the outer half and a bit low as well. So the count 0-2 with 2 away in the bottom of the first. It's a 1-0 Wareham lead. An RBI single from Owen Diodati to open up this game. Runner at first is Tyler Johnson. Kafis out of Miami at the plate. 0-2 pitch. Fastball bounced in the dirt. Campos corrals. And count 1-2. So C.J. Kafis, the first baseman, stands at 6 feet tall, 188, rising junior out of Miami. Made 60 starts this past spring with a 366 average. So far this season, a 333 batting average with 9 hits. The lefty hovers his bat over his left shoulder. Brand gets set. 1-2 delivery. Fastball, high chopper right side. Hausinger charges over to first in time. That retires the side, and Cotuit strands one on through one. It's Wareham 1, Cotuit nothing. We head to the top of the second inning, and we'll see the Wareham offense once again. It'll be Kellum Clark, Carter Graham, and Jack Hausinger when we return to Lowell Park on the Gatemen Radio Network. Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen. We're in the top of the second. Wareham leads Cotuit 1-0 at Lowell Park. Wareham's second trip to Cotuit, Massachusetts this summer alongside Alex Feuz. I'm Cameron Ezeir. The 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Gatemen due up. Kellum Clark, Carter Graham, Jack Hausinger. And get this, all three of them have batted 5 times or less out of this spot in the order this season. So new territory for these 3 bats. Cohen, the first pitch to Kellum Clark, the lefty. Fastball at 93, misses high and away. Harrison Cohen gave up a pair of singles in the top of the first, including an RBI single to Owen Diodati, which scored Chase Davis. That's why it's 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Clark loses his bat. High fly ball to left center, charging in Scott. He can't grab it. Base hit for Kellum Clark, even though his bat probably traveled a third of the way to where that ball traveled in left center, but he'll take the bag, smile over at first, and with no outs in the top of the second, another leadoff base runner on for the Gatemen.
That end of the bat was stuck into the ground. The home plate umpire and Steve Durant had to almost dig it out and fix a divot in the grass like we're on a golf course.
And that was probably 5 feet over from the mound, closer to first base. So Durant's had to do a little landscaping out there as Kellum Clark took first and lost part of his lumber on that swing. Brings up the righty Carter Graham. Prior to that, Cohen will check on Kellum Clark at first. And Alex, earlier in the season, we were stressing about the fact that Kellum Clark had only stolen 1 bag in the spring at Mississippi State. Why are you checking on him? Well, he already has 2 this summer. First offering to Carter Graham, swinging away, fouling back. Count 0-1. Carter Graham, the first baseman, batting out of the 7-hole for the first time this summer. 6'2", 220, rising junior out of Stanford. He had himself quite the sophomore campaign, led the Pac-12 with 22 home runs. Cohen gets set, throws it over to first to check on Kellum Clark. Stomps on first base safely. The on-deck circle is Jack Hausinger. He's batting out of the 8-hole for just the second time this summer. Cohen, set at the cheek. Kicks the 0-1. Breaking ball at 83. Gets the wave of Carter Graham. Count 0-2.
Nasty pitch there from Cohen.
Well, it makes sense why he entered today with a 1.10 ERA. And that's in 4 starts as well. Cohen gets set, stares down at the mound, the 0-2. Another breaking ball of that nasty variety gets away from Mickness. Racing over to second is Kellum Clark. And now another runner in scoring position for the Wareham Gatemen with no outs, but this time in the top of the second. So both leadoff base runners have advanced to second off of a wild pitch. Another runner in scoring position for a Gatemen team that scored 12 runs on 13 hits yesterday. Also scored 7 in the first 2 frames. 1-2, breaking ball in the dirt at 82. It's the Gatemen team over the last 5 games in which they haven't lost, 3 wins, 2 ties. Recorded 10 or more hits in 3 of those appearances. Bats are starting to get hot. Graham gets set, so does Cohen. Harrison, 2-2 pitch. Fastball, high fly ball, deep right field. Harris ranging back near the right field line. It will fall into the glove of Calvin Harris, tagging up, heading over to third, Kellum Clark. Runner at third with 1 away in the top of the second. I don't know about you, but I'm suffering a bit of deja vu right now. The same exact scenario that put Chase Davis at third. And with the Gatemen up 1-0, now in the top of the second, a chance to bring home another runner, and the sacrifice fly opportunity is there for Jack Hausinger. Second baseman, standing at 5'8", weighing 170, wrapped up his senior season at Ezeir this past spring. First pitch to the lefty Hausinger is a fastball that missed high and a bit outside. Hausinger in his 22nd game of the summer, 15 hits, a .238 average. With 4 ribbies, will look to make it 5 with Kellum Clark at third. 1-0. Breaking ball at 85. Slider missed outside. Well, the infield is in. Now back-to-back innings for the Cotuit Cavaliers because there's a runner 90 feet away for back-to-back innings for the Gatemen.
Yeah, Hausinger, a player that likes to work great at bats. 12 walks, 15 strikeouts, a pretty good ratio here in the Cape.
2-0 breaking ball, swing and a miss. Ball that tailed in on the feet of Jack Hausinger. He couldn't hold up. The count's 2-1. And you're right, he's a part of a duo, Blake Wright, the other half of it, who's not playing today. He has 13 walks. It just seems like a few of these players uber patient at the plate, and Hausinger represents one of them. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, hit high to deep right center field. Scott moving back at the wall. It bounces off the wall. Kellum Clark comes in to score. Jack Hausinger cruises into second. An RBI double for the Ezeir product. It's 2-0 Gatemen in the top of the second.
A big hit that scored Kellum Clark, and a much-needed one from Jack Hausinger. That's his 4th double on the season.
He's been getting it done, Alex, not just as a defensive player, but we can't stress it enough. As an offensive weapon, he's there as well. This is a player in Harrison Cohen that had only given up 2 earned runs in 4 starts prior. He's already allowed 2 earned runs in an inning and a third, which brings up the 9-hole hitter Derek Fabian out of Florida. Righty on righty, another runner in scoring position with 1 away. Breaking ball at 83, misses the zone low.
I think if Hausinger hit that one anywhere else in the ballpark except right next to the 397-foot sign in right center field, that one would have left the ballpark.
Which would have been a great sign to see for a guy in Jack Hausinger who's been the unsung leader on this team. But he's at second nonetheless. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, losing the bat, throwing it to deep left field is Derek Fabian. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the second time this season that Derek Fabian hasn't broken his bat, but has completely lost his bat.
Harvey Shapiro had to kind of shimmy out of harm's way there, and I think one of the Gatemen will toss the pine tar stick or the spider tack over And Fabian says, nah, I'm good. Just lost my grip.
Chase Davis, who's in the on-deck circle, offered it up, but Fabian says no. Harvey Shapiro, you're right, is the third base coach in his now 24th season as a Cape League manager, 5 with Falmouth, 18 with Bourne, now 1 with Wareham. He had to dodge out of the way, but he loves to be in the action, in the fray, as he's the third base coach. 1-1 pitch, Fabian connects, fouls it off to the right side, out of play. A little recap on what's happened so far in this game. In the top of the first, leadoff hit for Chase Davis, a single. He would go on to score after advancing on a wild pitch, as well as a ground out to the right side. Owen Diodati, yeah, you can thank him for that, for scoring, that is, with an RBI single out to left. Here in the second, a single for Kellum Clark, RBI double for Jack Hausinger. That's where we lie, with one away in the top of the second in a 2-0 Gatemen lead. Fabian behind the count, 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, poked right side, hopper, scooped up, now underhanded to the covering pitcher Harrison Cohen. So Kafis fielded it right in front of first base, elected to flip it over to the covering pitcher Harrison Cohen. He stepped on the bag in front of Derek Fabian. And for the third time today, again, we're only an inning and 2/3 into this game, there's a runner at third for the Gatemen. Hausinger advances.
Productive at-bats all around. Doing their job.
That's why it's a Gatemen team that turned a 6-11-1 season in 5 games into a 9-11-3 year. And they lead Cotuit, who has the most points on the Cape, by 2. Which brings up Chase Davis, swings at the first pitch, slow roller to the right side and through. Base hit for Chase Davis. Hausinger stomps on home plate, and it's 3-0 Wareham in the top of the second. Chase Davis, 2 for 2 with the pair of singles. That his first RBI.
A big hit by Davis, and the hits keep on coming for this Gatemen team. Now 5 through just 2 innings of play now.
Just to give you a reminder, it's a guy in Harrison Cohen that entered this game with a 1.10 ERA. And in 16 1/3 prior, only 2 earned runs combined, as well as just 12 hits. Well, today in an inning and 2/3, he's allowed 3 earned runs and now 5 hits. Which brings up the 2-hole hitter Ryan Campos. First pitch, off speed, misses outside and a bit high. To Campos, who grounded out back in the first, but it did advance Chase Davis over to third as he was standing at second in scoring position back in the first. Right now you subtract 90 feet, and he's at first, but we're in the second now. Cohen sets the 1-0, fastball called strike, outer half, count 1-1. Two teams in the Cotuit Kettleers and the Wareham Gatemen that rank 1 and 2 in runs and hits. Right now, it's the Gatemen showcasing their offense, up 3-0 on 5 hits. We're in the top of the second with 2 away. Cohen checks on Davis at first. Crazy to think, game 24 of 44 in the Cape Cod Baseball League season. We're over halfway to the conclusion point. Team in Cotuit that's been in the playoff picture the entire season, while Wareham is slowly inching their way up toward that third spot. Cohen checks on Davis at first.
Oh, that experience just speaks of Harvey Shapiro. Harvey Shapiro's been hitting that drum all season long. That there are 4 seasons within 1, and now he's focused on we're now in the third 11-game season.
Cohen gets set at the neck. The kick in the 1-1. Breaking ball at 84 misses outside. You're right, you talked with him before the season. Elaborate a little more on those 4 seasons within 1 for our audience.
Yeah, the Cape is interesting, where you had the first 11 games where it's a lot of the temp players before the really collegiate World Series players before they make their track in.
2-1 foul tip into the glove of Mickness, count 2-2.
And then in the second part, it's right before really a lot of guys moving parts, where we see, the more solidified players. And now we're in the third part. Well, this is really, quote unquote, the best lineup we've seen that the Gatemen really put out there, where a lot of experience and a lot of just great baseball talent here in the Cape. Heads right into the All-Star break, and then the final one, well, it's the playoff stretch.
Yeah, so 44 games, you divide that by 4, you split it into 11 games each over 4 separate seasons, like you mentioned, and we're technically in season 3. Chase Davis heads over to second. The umpires called a balk. So Harrison Cohen checked on Chase Davis at first for what seemed like the 30th time this game, because Davis has already been on base twice. And now Mike Roberts, the field manager, in his 18th season for the Cotuit Cavaliers, is talking with the first base umpire, Jeff Mirza. And well, the communication is about Chase Davis advancing to second. I don't think that ball got away from the first baseman, CJ Kafis.
Well, I don't think Mike Roberts is done having his conversation with the first base umpire, but he's gone back to his post at first base. Mike Roberts letting him have it.
Yeah, Mike Roberts is probably 2/3 out of the way from his dugout closer to first base, and now he's talking to the home plate umpire, Steve Durrance.
And Steve Duran has his head down, saying, well, it wasn't my call.
So I actually heard Mike Roberts just a bit, and he said the word balk. So I think on the check over to first from Harrison Cohen, it was a balk as he lifted his back foot up, and Chase Davis now in scoring position.
Right.
So now Campos has a runner at second. He's 0 for 1 today with 2 away in the top of the second. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled off to the left side. 3-0 lead for the Gatemen, and they'll look to tack it on here. This is a Cotuit team that gives up under 6 hits per game and under 3 runs per game. They've already allowed 5 hits and 3 runs through an inning and 2/3 to the Gatemen. What a start for Wareham, up by 3. 2 away, 1 on. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Campos looked like he held up. No, he didn't. Home plate umpire Steve Durrance says, you went through. Ryan Campos can't believe it. He puts his hands on each side of his helmet. Now Harvey Shapiro is venturing from his post as the third base coach, walking back to the dugout and giving choice words to Steve Durrance.
And now Harvey Shapiro saying there's no way that Ryan Campos swung it. Now he's throwing up his hands to the third base umpire.
These are 2 coaches with close to a combined 1,000 wins as managers on the Cape, and they're giving it to this umpiring crew because Ryan Campos stopped his swinging motion, and it didn't look like he crossed that plane in which it would say that Campos went. Hey, but either way, Steve Durrance doesn't care. Harvey Shapiro and Mike Roberts are back in their respective dugouts. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. The Gatemen strand 1, but bring a couple more across. It's 3-0 Wareham over Cotuit. We head to the bottom of the second on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866-ASK-MARY or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
We're in the bottom of the second in Cotuit, Massachusetts at Lowell Park. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir on the Gatemen Radio Network. Jonathan Brand on the mound for his second inning of work. Now his team nurses a 3-run lead after scratching across 2 more in the top half of the second. Jonathan Brand will face Justin Mickness, Calvin Harris, and Victor Scott, all lefties. First pitch, fastball at 91, misses down and outside to Justin Mickness, the catcher. Out of Kent State, rising redshirt junior. Started all 50 games in the spring for Kent State. The lefty peers in at another fastball, just misses outside. So this is now back-to-back games in which Jonathan Brand is on the mound and has a bit of a cushion. He did so in that win over YD last Saturday. Another fastball clips the outer corner. That was an 11-3 win over the YD Red Sox. When he entered the bottom of the third, he had a multi-run lead as well. For a player in Jonathan Brand, that'll be an Auburn Tiger in the fall. Lefty Mickness hacks away and fouls one off to the left side. So Alex, this is Jonathan Brand's 5th start. What have you liked most out of him this summer?
Well, it's his strike thrower, right? I mean, he's only allowed 2 walks in what now is his 5th start on this season. That's as effective as you can get.
2-2, the pitch. Breaking ball roped right side, foul. Past the outstretched glove of the first baseman, Carter Graham. And Alex, you take into account that he's only allowed 2 walks, and you throw the inning numbers out there. 16 innings of work prior to this one. Now make it 17, in which he's only walked 2. We're in the bottom of the second, 3-0 Gatemen lead. Brand turns the 2-2 deal. Breaking ball, high chopper right side, foul.
Now he's pitched 8 innings on the road this season, only 1 walk when starting on the road.
Wow. It's interesting. His road numbers eerily similar to his home numbers as well. 4 earned runs given up at home, only 2 on the road. 7 strikeouts to 1 walk in both home and road appearances. Of course, he's now upped that strikeout total to 8 on the road after striking out Brooks Baldwin back in the first. Well, he's in a positive count right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Set at the letters Brand. The pitch. Breaking ball. Slow roller up the middle to the second baseman Hausinger, who corrals, throws over to first, and there's 1 away.
Another broken bat here today in Cotuit.
So, Alex, we've talked about the prowess of Jack Hausinger a lot at the plate after that RBI double. Defensively, he's been great as well. In that 2-2 tie against Bourne on Sunday, he looked great. In that Orleans 1-0 win a couple days ago, 6 grounders went his way. He probably made 3 SportsCenter top 10 plays. And now 3 grounders out of the first 5 batters, the ball has went his way. As Brand delivers the first pitch, a 92-mile-per-hour heater past the swing of Calvin Harris, the right fielder out of Ole Miss, coming off a national championship berth. 1-out delivery. Swing and a miss. Ooh, elevated fastball from Jonathan Brand. Popped the glove of Ryan Campos.
You mentioned that game against Orleans for Hausinger at second base. The Gatemen don't win that game without Jack Hausinger at second base. He's earned 2 double plays in 2 innings.
0-2 popped up, foul grounds. Max Anderson ranges to his right, toward the fencing, reaches up, makes the grab. Right over the fencing that blocks off the seating from the foul ground grass. Max Anderson makes the grab. Fortunately, didn't have to bend over the fencing to make it, so avoided any possible injury. 2 away in the bottom of the second.
Got the high praise from Harvey Shapiro out of that Gateman dugout, who's just screamed as loud as he could. Great catch, and it was.
I love the energy of Harvey Shapiro, and it's showing over time as this team has piled up the wins, up to 9 wins on the season, and even in what seems like his 50th or 51st year of coaching, he's as energetic as day number 1. Brand delivers a pitch. A fastball misses outside and high to Victor Scott, the lefty, the center fielder out of West Virginia. Scott stands in. Here's the 1-0. Fastball low, just misses the zone. 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Victor Scott out of West Virginia in his 20th Cape game, batting only 184. But does have 4 extra base hits. The base path's empty with 2 away. Kick in the 2-0. High chopper right side, out of play. Victor Scott in his last 2 games, 0 for 7, which actually ended a 4-game hit streak for the Mountaineer. No easy tasks to then go up against a player in Jonathan Brand that led the entirety of Division One this past spring in ERA at a 1.40. At his 4th season with Miami University of Ohio. 2-1 fastball, roller to the right side. Graham scoops it up, underhand flip to Brand, who covers the bag, steps on first. 1-2-3 for Brand, and it's the first 1-2-3 inning we've seen in this game. We head to the top of the 3rd. The Gatemen have scratched across a run in each of the first 2 innings. Can they replicate that? Well, we'll see on the other side. It's 3-0 Gatemen. We head to the top of the 3rd on the Gatemen Radio Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
We venture into the top of the 3rd at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's a 3-0 Gatemen lead after scoring 1 in the first, 2 in the second. It's a 3-4-5 due up for Wareham. Max Anderson at the dish. Harrison Cohen, the breaking ball pitch at 84, clips the outer half. Right at the letters of Max Anderson, the count 0-1. Max Anderson, he popped out behind the plate in his first at-bat, grounded to the right side. First baseman Kafis scoops it up, throws it over to the covering pitcher, gets away of the glove of Harrison Cohen. Max Anderson lost his helmet in the process because that ball was drifting toward him. So he loses the helmet, but he's safe at first. And another leadoff base runner for the Gatemen now in each of the first 3 innings. Almost a dangerous play. Kavis grounded it, ranging to his right, threw it over in the direction of the covering pitcher Harrison Cohen. It went behind his stride and almost into the head of Max Anderson.
And they ruled that one an error. Probably an E3 on that play.
First pitch to Owen Diodati, breaking ball in there for strike 1. On the outer corner, Diodati opened up the scoring, an RBI single in the first. That's now 3 ribbies in his last couple of games. This is just his 3rd game on the Cape. Righty on lefty. No outs. 0-1 delivery. Fastball. Strike outside corner at 92. The count 0-2.
Diodati disagreeing with some of those calls.
And both were on the outer half. Diodati's mostly been working to the opposite field. That's where his 2-run home run went yesterday and his RBI single today. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball swing and a miss. Diodati strikes out. He'll give choice words to Steve Durrance, the home plate umpire, as he slowly walks back to the dugout. There's 1 away in the top of the 3rd.
That's just the first strikeout from Cohen tonight.
Which brings up Alan Roden out of the 5 hole. First time this season Alan Roden is in the 5 spot in the lineup. Runner at first is Max Anderson, reached on an error by the first baseman Kafis. Roden grounded out in the first. Breaking ball, strike, outside corner. Now Roden is wondering where that pitch found the strike zone. 3 out of the last 4 pitches have gone to that outside edge. Harrison Cohen entered today. 4 starts, 2 earned runs allowed. Today, in 2 1/3, already has given up 3. Righty on lefty, 0-1 near the eyes and out of the strike zone high from Cohen. Alan Roden out of Creighton led the Blue Jays in batting average at .387 in the spring. Taps his front foot and now the plate. Gets ready. Cohen the 1-1. Runner goes. Chopper off the arm of Roden. Sits there like a duck. A few feet to the left side of home plate. And the count now 1-2.
Roden had a productive at bat back in the top of the first. A fielder's choice ground out.
And in yesterday's win over Hyannis, was hit by a pitch. He had a single, a walk, as well as an RBI double. One of his best games of the summer yesterday. 1-1 away. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, clock to left center. Scott ranges to his right, makes the grab, loses his hat in the process. Max Anderson retreats to first. Just something about Alan Roden and his swing. Every one of his plate appearances seems as productive as the last. I know you're really high on Alan Roden, and you should be. It's a guy that will most likely get drafted on the 17th, so Wareham wants to exhaust all of his bat up to that date.
A lot of comps going Alan Roden's way. A lot of people do say he kind of looks like Freddie Freeman.
Wow. High praise. World Series champion from a season ago. First pitch to Kellum Clark. Swings away. Slow looper that falls in the right center gap. Base hit for Kellum Clark. And that's his second base knock. One in the second and now one here in the third. Kellum Clark has come alive, Alex. 2-hit day yesterday in that win over Hyannis, and it's a Mississippi State Bulldog that now resides at first. And his 16th hit of the summer.
Well, Kellum Clark coming alive today, but he's killed 2 bats already. Another broken bat, line drive, base hit.
Maybe it's a tradition. 2 hits, 2 broken bat. When he breaks his bat, Kellum Clark is successful. 2-out pitch in the dirt. Mickness finds it off his padding on a bouncer to Carter Graham, who's at the plate in the righty batter's box.
You know, hitters don't like breaking their bats, but if you told a hitter, okay, well, you have 2 hits, but 2 broken bats, I think anyone would trade that.
Get the bump up in average, you can help your team out. And the Gatemen had a base runner in now all 3 innings offensively. 1-0 pitch to Graham. Chopper to the left side. Karros corrals, tosses over to first, and that retires the side. 2 stranded on for the Gatemen, and for the first time today, a scoreless frame. We head to the bottom of the third. 3-0 is the Wareham lead at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
We're in the bottom of the third at Lowell Park alongside Alex Feuz. I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's a West Division matchup. For the 3rd time this season, the Gatemen taking on the Kettleers. Cotuit got the best of Wareham at Spillane Field and then back here at Lowell Park last week. Right now it's all Wareham, a 3-0 lead, and Jonathan Brand looks uber dominant on the mound. He's faced 7 batters, giving up just 1 hit. He's forced 4 groundouts in the process, 1 strikeout. He deals to Josh Pearson at the top of the order here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jonathan Brand is heading to Auburn in the fall after 4 phenomenal seasons at Miami University of Ohio. So from a Red Hawk over to a Tiger. Brand peers in, delivering to the LSU Tiger and Josh Pearson. So as that breaking ball misses low and outside for ball 1, the count 1-1, it's new Tiger to current Tiger, and Brand over to Pearson. Righty on lefty. The kick in the 1-1. Fastball at 90 misses high and away. Josh Pearson playing left for the Cotuit Kettleers in his 12th Cape game. 4 hits, a 190 average. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count, the pitch. Fastball, strike 2, outer half. Took a little velocity off of that one at 88, but just as effective.
It's all that matters. As long as it fills up the zone, Brand is happy.
The infield shifted over to the right just a bit to the lefty, Josh Pearson, out of the 8-hole. Brand gets set, deep breath. Kick in the 2-2. Breaking ball, foul tip into the glove of Campos. That's a strikeout for Brand. K number 2, first by the swinging variety for the new Auburn Tiger. And there's 1 away in the bottom of the 3rd. The sun beaming down on Lowell Park. A few shadows have peered into the left side of the infield and deep left field. It's a beautiful day. Now Jonathan Brand just facing his 2nd righty. Missing Kyle Karros out of UCLA. Swinging at the first pitch, slow dribbler right side out of play. Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Trees from dugout to dugout and all in the outfield past the fencing. But there is still a lot of room for fans to sit beyond the outfield fence and play some catch. You got the bullpens out there in deep left and right near the foul poles. Unlike Hyannis yesterday, in which can't really go out there because the forest almost creeps into the field. 0-1. Breaking ball swing and a miss. Count 0-2. Oh, that changeup is nasty from Jonathan Brand.
It's been on all night, and which is why he's been able to really stay ahead of every batter.
Jonathan Brand, 2 strikeouts in his back pocket with 1 away. Here's the 0-2. Goes the fastball swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Jonathan Brand. That's now 3 total. The first look at the order is now it's flipped over to Tommy Troy, who's in the 1 spot.
On Brand for Jonathan.
I love that. I feel like we've been able to say that so much because he's been so on brand in now his 5 starts. Tommy Troy stands in. Righty on righty. Breaking ball just gets the bottom of the zone on a changeup. Fooled Tommy Troy, who grounded out in the 1st. And has come alive for the Cotuit Kettleers this year. 0-1. Another changeup, that one at 76. Ooh, another strike. Bottom of the zone, that one on the outside corner. Still a player in Tommy Troy that's batting .407 on the summer. 0-2. Goes with the changeup, swing and a miss. Jonathan Brand strikes out the side. That's now back-to-back 1-2-3 frames for the newly minted Auburn Tiger. And through 3, it's 3-0 Gatemen over Kettleers. We head to the top of the 4th. It's all Wareham in Cotuit on the Gatemen Radio Network. Mark DeShays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League, offering residential sales and vacation rentals across the Cape. We help you turn someday into right now. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
We're back at Lowell Park. We ventured into the top of the fourth. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Over the past 5 games, the Gatemen haven't lost. Prior to this stretch, they hadn't gone a 3-game period without picking up a loss. And a big reason why Wareham's looked so good in the last week is because it's a total team effort in the 3 wins and the 2 ties, and today it's just the same. Jonathan Brand is pitching a gem. The offense is there. Jack Hausinger stands in to face Harrison Cohen. Delivered an 84-mile-per-hour breaking ball in the dirt. Jack Hausinger is batting out of the 8-hole. We'll see 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Gatemen. Hausinger an RBI double back in the second to score 1 of 3 runs for Wareham. Harrison Cohen in his 4th inning of work. Out of George Washington, the righty, the 1-0. Fastball popped up out of play from Jack Hausinger. Got a couple experienced players right now facing off against each other. A graduate of George Washington and Harrison Cohen on the bump, and then Jack Hausinger, who just finished his senior season at Xavier. Righty on lefty, 1-1. Hausinger reaches at a pitch low. Count 1 and 2.
Hausinger, a gritty player, but one that always seems to be a thorn in the side of a lot of pitchers in this league.
He chokes up on the bat, slight lean back, now bend to the knees, 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Steve Durant's, the home plate umpire, just punched the air so hard, I felt it, as Hausinger heads back to the dugout. It's a strikeout for Harrison Cohen, his 3rd.
What a terrible call by the umpire. I mean, that was way outside.
Probably why he applied some pain to the airstream. He's been giving that outside corner and maybe even beyond that all day. It's the deal to the righty Fabian. Derek fouls it back in the dugout on the 3rd base side of the Cotuit Kettleers. Luckily for Harvey Shapiro, the field manager for the Gatemen, he's in full shadow, so he won't feel any of the sun ranging down on him as he's standing in the 3rd base coach box. 0-1. Breaking ball waved from Fabian, count 0-2. Derek Fabian grounded out to the first baseman Kafis, who flipped over to Cohen. That was back in the 2nd, in which the Gatemen ended up scoring 2 runs in that frame. 1 away in the top of the 4th. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Retires Derek Fabian by way of the K. Back-to-back Ks and 4 strikeouts for Harrison Cohen. So attack Jack Hausinger mainly with fastballs and goes against that theory against Derek Fabian. Majority of breaking balls to get the Florida Gator swinging. 4 strikeouts for Cohen. That's now his season high. Previous season high was 3. He deals with the lefty Chase Davis with 2 away. First pitch, another breaking ball on the outer corner at 84. Chase Davis has had an unbelievable day, and we're only in the 4th. Single in the 1st, then drove home a run, courtesy of another single in the 2nd. 0-1. Breaking ball down low. Chase Davis out of the University of Arizona. The lefty standing at the plate. 1-1. Fastball fouled back. Chase Davis this past spring, second in the Pac-12 in homers with 18. A reminder, it was just his sophomore campaign this past spring for the Wildcats. And in terms of batting average, it wasn't no slack either, a .289 average in 63 games. With 2 away, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, another breaking ball. And as Jonathan Brand on the other side strikes out the side, well, Harrison Cohen responds with the same fortune. 1-2-3 all way by the K, and we head to the bottom of the fourth and a 3-0 Gatemen lead when we come back to Lowell Park on the Gatemen Radio Network. Summer is here, and we are finally back to enjoying all our favorite outdoor activities. As temperatures rise, so does the risk for unexpected injuries. South Coast Health Urgent Care Centers are open, safe, and here to provide the care you need when you need it. Our 7 locations are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Walk-ins are welcome, and having a South Coast Health physician is not required. Visit southcoast.org/urgent care to check wait times and reserve your spot today.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
We're in the bottom of the fourth at Lowell Park in a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Gatemen. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Jonathan Brand back out on the mound. Well, he'll be heading to Auburn in the fall, but right now he's pitching a gem for the Wareham Gatemen. He's struck out now up to 4 batters in 3 innings of scoreless work. It's a player that had the D1 record at 140 this past spring that led the entirety of Division I baseball. 86 strikeouts in 77 1/3 innings of work. All he's needed is 3 innings of action today, and he's been great, Alex.
Well, as Brent ties his shoe, I mean, like you said, Cam, 4 Ks through 3 innings, only giving up 1 hit. He's been phenomenal.
He'll go up against the heart of the order for Cotuit, Brooks Baldwin, Tyler Johnson, C.J. Kafis, all lefties. Brooks Baldwin stands in, takes the first pitch, fastball at 89 on the outer corner. Jonathan Brand lost his footing, still threw a strike. 3-0 Gatemen in the bottom of the fourth against a Cotuit team that has the best record on the Cape. Only by a few wins up against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, though, who are second in the West. Another fastball delivered down low and outside. That time it misses, count 1-1. Brooks Baldwin struck out in the first. The pitch. Off speed outside. So Brooks Baldwin, over his 4-year career at UNC Wilmington, has only raised his batting average 239 up to 258, and then ranged above 300, 325 in his junior season. His past season, 347. 2-1 pitch. Brooks Baldwin fouls it away, and that 347 average, amongst many other positive statistics, landed him as the Conference Player of the Year and a first-team All-CAA selection. Righty on lefty, Baldwin rests his bat on his back shoulder. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, the curveball that missed in the dirt and found its way to the backstop. Now the count full. Jonathan Brand is a part of this makeshift rotation for Harvey Shapiro. It's pretty much been the second guy. Michael Sansone at 1, and after that it's been a mix of sorts. Matt Jasek usually at the 3 spot. With no outs, the payoff pitch. Fastball called, strike 3. Jonathan Brand up to 5 Ks, and he sat down the leader in batting average on the Cape, now twice in 2 at-bats.
Yeah, Baldwin did not agree from that call as well from Steve Duran behind the plate. And, you know, you never want complaints by either the umpires or the leader of the Cape in batting average, because those are the players that know the strike zone.
Righty on lefty to Tyler Johnson, whose batting average not too shabby itself, takes a fastball at 91 on the outer edge. Johnson out of Coastal Carolina entered this game with a .341 average. That's top 10 on the Cape.
And Mike Roberts standing over at third base. That's Baldwin, wherever that was.
The pitch misses outside, count 1-1.
As he was walking back to the dugout just to, I mean, it's tough where Mike Roberts is standing from the third base side. Can't really tell how the zone is.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball swing and a miss from Tyler Johnson. It's interesting, Mike Roberts, the field manager for the Cotuit Cavaliers, he's the third base coach, but he's well outside where the third base coach usually stands, and all he's doing is staring at the home plate umpire. As well as the third base umpire too, he's just wondering, where are these pitches clipping the zone? 1 away, bottom of the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. Cut on, fouled back in our direction. If you know your directions well, you could say we're about 5 o'clock to home plate. So move back diagonally to the right side and we're beyond the fencing. Right now we're watching the Gatemen roll over Cotuit, a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. Big thanks to Jonathan Brand, who's only given up 1 hit. With 1 away, 1-2 delivery. High fastball at 90. Ekes out of the zone. Count even 2-2. Johnson singled back in the 1st. That's the only hit for Cotuit today, for a team that leads the Cape in hits. 2-2. Waved on and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Jonathan Brand, and he's struck out the last 5 batters dating back to last inning.
He's been spot on that curve really all game. He's just filling up that zone with pitches that no one can hit.
He's gone with that breaking ball often on the final punch-out pitch. Did so against Tyler Johnson. Now the cleanup hitter C.J. Kafis stands in. He grounded out in the 1st. Here's the pitch showing bunt is Kafis. Dribbler to the left side. It veers foul. Hey, maybe that's an approach. Only 1 hit on the day. That was back in the 1st. Jonathan Brand has struck out 5 straight, so maybe manufacture your way on base.
Right, only 1 ball has left the infield, and that was a base hit from Tyler Johnson, who was just a 6th strikeout victim of the night from Jonathan Brand. So just trying to do something, and with Anderson kind of back behind the third base bag, just trying to, like you said, manufacture something with 2 outs.
2 away, the count 0-1. Brand with 6 strikeouts, that's a season high. Here's the pitch. Off speed outside, count even 1-1. It's a hot day at Lowell Park. The sun's still beaming down onto us and the entirety of the field if you eliminate part of the left side of the infield and deep left field. The rest of the field here at Lowell Park is sun-kissed. 2-out pitch, swung on ground ball, right side, foul.
Once again, Brand ahead, 1-2.
So Jonathan Brand has struck out 5 straight, 6 total. Like I mentioned, that's a season high. In this season, he's up to 20 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Can he strike out the side for the 2nd straight frame? 1-2 pitch in the dirt on a breaking ball. The count 2-2. Another opportunity for Brand upcoming. If you're Jonathan Brand, do you go back to that patented curveball, Alex?
Yeah, either curveball or high fastball here. Those are my 2 options if I'm Brandon Campos.
Righty on lefty, Kafis at the plate. C.J. Kafis out of Miami up against Jonathan Brand. 2 away. The 2-2 pitch. Goes with an off speed and just missed a bit high and outside. He hasn't been in a lot of full count situations, has Jonathan Brand. This is just the 2nd of the game. Rests the ball near his back hip, meets ball to glove, set at the letter. So 2 away. The payoff pitch. fastball, rope to right, base hit. Second hit of the day for the Cotuit Cavaliers, and for a player in CJ Kafis that was just trying to manufacture a run, well, he put a good ride into that one to right. 2 away, bottom 4, and Cotuit has a runner on.
That's what the good hitters of the likes of CJ Kafis does, right? Looks at a bunt in the premature part of the at-bat, then worked it full, but then a hard contact base hit to right field. Pulled it. That's what you're looking for with 2 outs. That's a good 2-out approach. And I'm happy if I'm Mike Roberts and CJ Kafis.
The All-ACC second teamer is at first. Now gives way to Justin Mickness, the lefty, at the plate. With 2 away, the bottom of the 4th, the pitch. Fastball at 90. It dotted the outer corner.
Well, someone just yelled out of the dugout.
I don't think any of these players on this field believe that the pitches on the outer corner are actually hitting that edge. It's garnered a whole lot of reaction. Runner at first, 2 away, 0-1 pitch. Tip foul into the glove of Ryan Campos, strike 2. Now Jonathan Brand sitting at 6 strikeouts today. Prior to that base hit, just the second he surrendered, he struck out the previous 5. He couldn't make it 6 straight, but 6 of 7 is just as fantastic for a player that's been on brand today. Full pun intended. Runner at first, 2 away, bottom 4, 3-0 Gatemen. Brand set at the letters, 0-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Now the count 1-2. This was the spot where Jonathan Brand struggled against the YD Red Sox in his last start. With 2 away in the 4th, he only gave up 3 runs, all unearned. But he was great through the first 3 innings against YD. Can he be fantastic through the first 4 against Cotuit? Runner at first, 2 away. 3-run lead for the Gatemen. 1-2 pitch. Cut on, high chopper over the head of Brand. Ranging forward, Fabian toss over to first in time. Jonathan Brand has pitched 4 strong and heads to the dugout with this team nursing a 3-0 advantage. We'll see Wareham's offense once again in the top half of the 5th when we return for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Reed Custom Soils is New England's leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installations and is the exclusive New England supplier of stabilized stone dust. Reed Custom Soils services over 300 golf courses and provides unique blends to fit your needs, all by experienced precision blenders. To learn more about how Reed Custom Soils can serve you, call toll-free 1-800-924-5335 or head to reedcustomsoils.com.
Want your daily dose of news? Lucky for you, Wareham, Sipicon, and now Dartmouth Week has you covered. Whether you live in Wareham or in the surrounding areas, you can count on up-to-date news on sports, schools, and even the fine arts, courtesy of the partnership between Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week. Head to theweektoday.com and search Wareham, Sipicon, or Dartmouth for more. We're on the top of the 5th at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. A team in the Cotuit Cavaliers that leads the West Division at a record of 14-5-4. The Gatemen trailing behind in 4th. Now, a reminder, 8 teams out of the 10 make the playoffs, so each team that finishes in the 5th spot, bottom of each respective division, will not make the playoffs. Fortunately for the Gatemen, they're 9-11-3, haven't lost in a week, and they're currently sitting in that 4th spot. So as we see it now, Cotuit and Wareham are facing off in the first round of the playoffs. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We still have 20 games to go. Harrison Cohen back out on the mound for inning number 5 of work. He'll face the teeth of the order, Campos, Anderson, Diodati. First pitch to the lefty, Campos takes a strike down the middle at 92. Ryan Campos grounded out in the first, but did move over the runner Chase Davis, who was already on base, a strikeout in the second. And of Arizona State, he's catching and calling the signs today for Jonathan Brand, who's been fantastic. 0-1 fastball at 92 again in the dirt. Now the count 1-1.
Not too much movement out of the Kettleers bullpen just yet. Looks like Mike Roberts will be riding Harrison Cohen right here.
1-1, off speed outside and low, which makes sense because Harrison Cohen has pitched 5 innings in 2 out of his 4 starts, and if he gets through this 5th, then he'll have pitched 5 innings of action and a majority of his starts, 3 out of the 5. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count with none away. The pitch, Campos chops it right side, drops to a knee. That's called a foul ball off the foot of Campos. Steve Durant points over to his first base umpire, Jeff Mirza, saying, well, it was him that told me it hit off his foot. As Campos dropped down to his left knee. And now both are hearing it from Mike Roberts, who's a few feet out of the dugout on the third base side. A whole lot of chirping out there on the Cotuit side, and Mike Roberts is not happy with this umpiring crew today.
He's even telling Harvey Shapiro, even you know it, Harvey. It didn't hit him.
It landed in fair territory, but it hit off of Ryan Campos's right foot, and he's telling Mike Roberts to calm down. Just get over to the next pitch. Mike Roberts is still letting Steve Durant, the home plate umpire, hear it. Roberts is still not in the dugout. He's still on top near the right side of it. Cohen, 2-2 pitch. Campos swings, roller to the right side, scooped up over to first. Good toss from Kafis to the covering pitcher, Harrison Cohen. There's one away.
Whether it hit him or not, what a great sell by Ryan Campos. Every umpire believe it did hit him.
Unfortunately, from our view, it's a bit too fast off the bat, and as we see him drop to his knee, that's when we assume. Of course, never want to speculate on a broadcast, but based off of the position of Campos, that's what we assume. Cohen the pitch to Anderson, the righty, fastball low and outside. Max Anderson can't believe it in the righty batter's box. Anderson popped out in the first, reached on an error by the first baseman in the third. 1 out, 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, rope to left center. Pearson moving back at the track. It'll bounce all the way to the base of the wall. Rounding first, accelerating to second is Max Anderson. 1 out double for the Nebraska Cornhusker, and he gives some love over to the bullpen in deep right field.
The hit streak continues for Max Anderson.
How about that, Alex? 12 straight. Hogan Windish, who's not playing today, has 3 separate streaks of 6 games in terms of hitting safely. At least 1 hit in 6 straight, 3 different times. And we thought, oh, that can't be passed. Well, Max Anderson has doubled that total, and he's up to 12 straight games with a hit. Has tied Hogan Windish with 25 hits for the team lead. First pitch to Owen Diodati, fastball high as some dirt subsides out of the glove of the catcher Mickness. The count 1-0.
Anderson went into yesterday's game hitting just .255, and after his 3-for-5 day, that boosted it up by 20 points. He ended it with .275.
Wow. He stands at second with 1 out, the 1-0. Breaking ball at 83, dots the outer corner, and Diodati can't believe it. I feel like I've been a broken record on saying that each batter at the plate is just appalled by each call that catches that outer corner, or maybe doesn't, according to them. Wind blowing from left to right. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, another strike, that one at 92. And Diodati still is jaw-dropped right now. He backpedaled toward the dugout, and he's taken his sweet time back into the lefty batter's box because he can't believe that the last 2 were called for strikes. And I wouldn't blame the pitcher Harrison Cohen if he went back to that outside corner. 1 away and 1 on. Anderson in scoring position. 1-2 pitch. That one low and missed inside near the feet of Diodati. 1 run in the first for the Gatemen. 2 in the second. None in the third and fourth. Cotuit is yet to score today, so it's 3-0 Wareham. Runner at second, 1 away. 2-2 pitch. fastball, hard chopper right side. Scooped up Troy over to first. And now there's 2 away. Anderson advances to third. Max Anderson completely blanketed in shadows. He's facing the sun the entire time at second. Third base is the only bag that is not sun-kissed today. So Max Anderson's at third, and for the 4th time today, the Wareham Gatemen have a runner at third. The 3 prior, they've all come in to score. As Mike Roberts is now out of the dugout, and he's pointing to the bullpen and then giving a little finger wag up near home plate, but now will resume play. A breaking ball from Cohen misses outside and high to Allen Roden. I don't know if it's shenanigans or maybe it's just a call that Mike Roberts likes to implement into the game, but he hasn't been still over there in the dugout. 2 away, 1-on-1 pitch. Fastball fouled out of play. The count 1-1. To a player in Allen Roden out of Creighton. Fielder's choice ground out to end the first. Flew out in the third. But both those baseballs were sharply hit from Allen Roden. I think that's what Major League scouts want to see out of the Creighton Blue Jay. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. The pitch. Fastball in on the hands. Check swing from Roden. He did not go. The fastest heater we've seen from Harrison Cohen clocked in at 94 out in the scoreboard in left center. Righty on lefty, Anderson at third. 3-0 Gatemen. 2 away in the top of the 5th. Set at the letters, 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball is skied out of play to the left side. We'll do it again. Roden has fouled off a few. As Cohen peers forward. Runner in his eye line at third. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Harrison Cohen with strikeout number 6. And that ends the top of the 5th. And for the first time today, the Wareham Gatemen have stranded a runner at third. We head to the bottom half of the 5th through 4.5. It's 3-0 Gatemen over the Cavaliers at Lowell Park on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Need physical therapy? Select Physical Therapy works directly with you and your physician to create a plan of care that meets your goals and needs, with 6 locations on Cape Cod and more across the country. Select Physical Therapy is the official provider of athletic training for the Wareham Gatemen.
We're in the bottom of the 5th at Lowell Park. 3-0 Gatemen over Cavaliers in the 3rd matchup of the season between these two. Cotuit holds a 2-0 series lead. In 5 games last year, Cotuit beat Wareham 3 times. 1 resulted in a Wareham win, 1 finished in a tie. But right now, it's all Wareham. As Jonathan Brand's back out for his 5th inning of work, delivers the first pitch, chopped over to the right side. That went out of play by the lefty Calvin Harris out of Ole Miss, the rising junior. 29 starts in the spring, but 42 games. Known to be that first utility guy off the bench. He's fresh off a national championship. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside, count 1-1.
Only just played in 1 game so far with this Cotuit team, but to be an impact player like he has been for Ole Miss.
1-1. Rope to shallow right center, it'll fall. Base hit for Calvin Harris, his first on the summer and the third for the Cotuit Kettleers today.
Just the third hit of the day, though, that Jonathan Brand has given up tonight.
Why don't we highlight Jonathan Brand's performance? 6 strikeouts in 4 strong, really well-oiled innings. He struck out the side in the third, had a pair of Ks in the fourth, has yet to give up a run, and now he's up against Victor Scott out of West Virginia, still peering in on a gem. Runner at first, the pitch. First offering, misses outside, ball 1. Victor Scott in the 7-hole, grounded out in the second. This is just his second plate appearance. The rising junior stands in. Righty on lefty, the 1-0. Fastball at 89, misses outside, forced the hand of Ryan Campos, the catcher, as he'll meet his battery mate on the mound to talk things over.
Yeah, a rare time that Brand has fell behind of anyone, has yet to walk a Cotuit batter tonight. Only has 2 walks through 5 starts this summer.
And Alex, that's actually translated onto the entire pitching staff for Wareham. They've thrown the least amount of walks, just about 3 a game, but 72 walks allowed by Wareham pitching is the best on the Cape. And Jonathan Brand highlights that group. Michael Sansone as well, he's only walked 1 player. I mean, Matt Jasek too. It just seems like these pitchers have gotten it down pat where we're going to attack the strike zone. Might give up a plethora of hits, but Jonathan Brand today, he's attacked the strike zone and not given up a whole lot of hits, only 3. Campos is back behind the dish and Brand gets set. Peers down, now set at the waist. The kick in the 2-0, Victor Scott shows bunt. Slow chopper left side, Campos picks it up, but it was foul prior to the Arizona State Sun Devil gloving it. Beautiful skies, scattered clouds are sparse between the blue skies here at Lowell Park. The wind is now shifting from right to left. Sun still beaming down. Again, no lights at Lowell Park, so once that sun fully dips under the trees, it'll start to get real dark here in Cotuit. That's why you start the game at 5 rather than 6 or 6:30, the normal start for most Cape League games. Runner at first is Calvin Harris after a leadoff single, with no outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 pitch. Fastball outside, a bit high at 87. That's the slowest fastball we've seen from Jonathan Brand, which is crazy because the location still seems to be there. Even though it missed the zone, Brand has been on point with his pitches. The defense sets standard. Third baseman Anderson takes a few steps toward the infield grass. 3-1 popped up. Moving back Fabian, he'll look up, then give it off to the left fielder who charges in, makes the grab. Owen Diodati on the run, 1 away.
Both Fabian and Diodati battled the sun there, but the all-star from last summer for the Gatemen team was able to range in to make the play.
Alex, a true outfielder as well. It's good to see Owen Diodati back in a Wareham uniform. Righty on lefty for Josh Pearson, left fielder out of LSU. From the Bayou, Brand on the mound with 1 on and 1 away. Here's the pitch. First pitch, high fly ball, deep right center field, ranging left Davis. He'll make the grab. What a play, Chase Davis. Had to move all the way to his left, stride for stride, read that ball out of the air, picked it low, and there's 2 away, bottom 5.
That's why they say the center fielder in the game of baseball is the quote-unquote captain of the outfielder quarterback. He called off Roden to range to his way left to make the play, but like you said, Cam, what a great job by Davis to make that out.
A true outfielder as well. A lot of the times these infielders for the Gatemen will play out of position until these two players filtered in. First pitch, breaking ball, strike, outer edge to Kyle Karros out of UCLA. 6'5", 215. 43 starts this past spring for the Bruins, a 308 average. But today he's 0 for 1 with a K. 0-1. Another curveball that curved outside right when it crossed the plane of the plate. Only 3 hits for the Kettleers, 1 in this inning. It was a single from Calvin Harris, his first knock of the summer. He's a few strides off first, hands on both of his knees as he peers in at Jonathan Brand, his back facing the man at first. 2 away, the 1-1 pitch. Garrow swing and a miss. Off speed at 80. And Kyle Karros is in jeopardy of going down swinging for the second time today. 3-0 Gatemen over Kettleers in the bottom of the 5th. This the 5th inning of work for Jonathan Brand. He's given up 3 hits. There's a runner at first right now. With 2 away, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The kick and the delivery, runner goes, breaking ball fouled back to the right side. Into the fencing right in front of us, and yes, I'll admit I flinched. As Karros takes the long walk around Campos and the home plate umpire Steve Durantz. This could be the best start of the summer by any starting pitcher for the Gatemen if Jonathan Brand is able to punch out Karros. Runner at first, 2 away. Bottom of the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt. In on the feet of Karros. Count 2-2.
Looked to bury that curveball there. But Pearson did not chase, held up. A good job by him.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. 2 away, deuces wild in the bottom of the 5th. And a 3-0 Wareham Gatemen lead. Runner at first is Josh Pearson. Kyle Karros at the plate. Set at the waist is Jonathan Brand. 2-2, runner goes, curveball, got him! Jonathan Brand, well, he's on brand. Through 5, has 7 strikeouts. And Cotuit strands 1. And that sends us to the top of the 6th. Thank Jonathan Brand for keeping the Cotuit Kettleers scoreless, and give appreciation to the offense for putting up 3 in his outstanding outing. We head to the top of the 6th. It's 3-0 Gatemen over Kettleers at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network. Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bats, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, UFOs, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Gatemen Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
We're on the top of the 6th at Lowell Park. The score is Gatemen 3, Kettleers nothing in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Alongside now Claire Foley, our sideline reporter, has joined me on the broadcast. I'm Cameron Ezeir. New pitcher on for the Cotuit Kettleers after Harrison Cohen goes 5 innings of work, gives up 7 hits of 3 score baseball, 6 strikeouts to no walks. The Gatemen capitalized on Harrison Cohen, who had only given up 2 earned runs in his first 4 starts and gives up 3 today, and Wareham's offense is rolling. The new pitcher on is Jalen Payton out of Georgia Southern, a Georgia Southern team that hosted a regional the first time ever in Statesboro, Georgia. Payton is a rising junior as he delivers to Kellum Clark at the bottom of the order. The first pitch, bouncer in the dirt. Claire, welcome.
Happy to be here, Cam. Second time this week we've been together.
That's what I like to hear. One time at Spillane, now here on the road. As Payton delivers the 1-0. Clark, big hack and a miss. Count 1-1. For a player in Kellum Clark, that's 2 for 2 on the day. A returning Gateman from a season ago. Played in 21 games, batted just 190. This a more efficient campaign on the Cape for the lefty out of Mississippi State. 1-1. Cut on and miss. Count 1-2.
2 for 2 with 2 broken bats.
Exactly, and that's a lot of cost to this Gateman team. Maybe not to Kellum Clark. He'll take the 2 base knocks.
I think they'd say it's worth it.
Especially if Wareham goes on to beat a team in Cotuit that has the best record on the Cape. 1-2 pitch. Slow chopper left side. Scooped up Karos over to first in time. There's 1 away, so the first time today, Kellum Clark has been retired, which gives way to Carter Graham. And Claire, I know you've had a chance to catch up with Carter Graham, a player out of Stanford that showed up earlier this week, and he's been a mainstay on this team. 3 hits in his first 3 games after he struggled a bit in that opener, and someone that I don't think Wareham can live without in the latter half of this season.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he has some power behind him.
And it showed in his statistics back in the spring. As a sophomore, he led the Pac-12 with 22 home runs.
And you mentioned that little bit of a slow start, but it was more so just not quite finding the gaps in the field.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Graham now behind the count 0-2, and that says a lot about the now rising junior's mentality and how he's able to put what was an 0 for 12 start in the rearview mirror and picked up a pair of base hits the next day. 0-2, another breaking ball, that one at 80 miles per hour, missed outside. Count 1-2, some dust flies off into the distance to the right side, diminishes in the air. Now back to baseball. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, good eye from Carter Graham.
And like you were saying, Cam, it's really important in baseball, but especially in summer ball, to have a short-term memory. Forget about what happened yesterday, push past it, and look to do some damage today.
Especially when summer league baseball is all about development, getting better going into the collegiate game. 1 away, 2-2 pitch. Fastball at 90 in the dirt. So Carter Graham puts an 0-2 count in the rear view mirror, has a short-term memory at the plate as well, and now pushes it full. 3-0 Wareham over Cotuit. We're in the top of the 6th with 1 away. Carter Graham batting out of the 7-hole. He's 0 for 2 on the night. The payoff. Fastball fouled back off of Steve Durant's, the home plate umpire, but seems to be okay. As Jalen Patton steps off of the bump and now back on the rubber after receiving the ball from Justin Mickness, giving Durant a little time to collect himself. Payton, open stance, closes it, payoff pitch, fastball in the dirt. Wareham's first walk. Carter Graham heads over to first. And this is a team that drew 8 walks in the win over Hyannis yesterday, so a good sight to see. From a Gatemen team that hadn't drawn a walk today, but has scratched across 7 hits and 3 runs. Brings up Jack Hausinger, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI double.
This group of guys definitely have patience out there, which is so important with such talented pitchers down here in the Cape.
Payton misses low on a fastball, and it's been integral in the game of Jack Hausinger. Second on the team with 12 walks, and behind being an unsung leader, his statistics have been phenomenal, and that's why he started most of the games for the Gatemen. Payton looks in, 1-0 pitch. Fastball popped up. It's veering out of play. Will land near the bleachers above the third base dugout.
No matter what side of the field you're on, offense or defense, discipline will reward you in the end of the day.
It's Jack Hausinger's first start at Lowell Park in the 6-5 win for Cotuit a week ago. Hausinger did not start. He pinch hit in the 8th and lined one out to the first baseman. You're right, a 238 average. He's been rewarded for how disciplined he's been and how creative he's been as well. Payton checks on Graham at first. One ball, one strike, the count, one away and one on. A lot of ones. Here's the pitch. Roller to the right side. Scooped up by Craig Kafis. Thrown over to second. Now the throw over to first gets away from the covering pitcher, Payton. The Hausinger safe at first, but out at second is Carter Graham. Fielder's choice ground out retires one. Now there's 2 away in the top of the 6th, but Hausinger is on for the second time today. Two away in the top of the 6th. The pitcher is Jalen Payton, first arm out of the pen, the righty out of Georgia Southern. There's 2 away in the top half of the 6th. Jack Hausinger at first, reached on a fielder's choice ground out. Derek Fabian steps into the righty batter's box. 2-out pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Derek Fabian 0 for 2 on the day. Did enter today a 3-game on-base streak, but is yet to touch the bases. Payton set at the letters. Throws it off toward first to check on Hausinger. A peaceful day at Lowell Park. Packed bleachers above the dugouts on the third base and first base lines. Pull-out chairs aplenty as well. 1-0 pitch. Fabian, big hack and a miss. Count 1-1. It's the beauty of Lowell Park. You could sit in the outfield, down the left and right field lines, even behind home plate. Whole lot of people that brought their own chairs right up against the fencing as we are, but of course we have a lot of equipment in front of us. The rest just enjoy.
It's one of my favorite things about the Cape Cam is that still able to bring it back to the game's roots. Just bring your lawn chair, bring a blanket, sit down with your family, enjoy a nice ball game.
We've reached the epitome of America's pastime. Derek Fabian, the righty, at the plate. Hovers the lumber over his back shoulder, stands in. Payton readies the 1-1, the pitch. Fastball fouled back to the fencing behind home plate. The count 1-2. We've seen a lot of beautiful ballparks. Second time that we're at Lowell Park this season. And after going to YD last Saturday, I believe, the Gatemen have played at every opposing ballpark. We've already started ranking them, which we'll probably touch on next inning.
And here at YD, both parks draw impressive crowds.
There's a lot of people. It almost seems like more of an event rather than just a ball game.
Absolutely. And they're passionate fans as well. I know here at Cotuit, get some chants going.
It feels like a major league ballpark in the way that the events are rooted on the field and in the stands. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count, 1-2 away the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, outside and low. Last time we were here, there was a guy wearing a Cotuit jersey, decked out in Kettleer gear, and running back and forth in front of where the bleachers range high, probably about 15 rows up, yelling, "Who are we?" And then the crowd would yell back, "Cotuit." I thought that was fantastic.
I love it. Got to get the people going.
A lot of support, as well as that they have slingshots for shirts too.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a major league environment. As Justin Mickness heads to the dugout to get a new glove. Be a rip in his.
And that's how you get people to come back for more. Clearly they're doing something right down here in Cotuit.
The Gatemen are doing a whole lot right in the offensive end, leading 3-0 in the top of the 6th. One on is Hausinger at first. 2-2 pitch. Fastball clips that outer half. Derek Fabian shouts, "That's not a strike." Steve Durant, the home plate umpire, disagrees. First K for the relieving pitcher, Jalen Payton, and that ends the top of the 6th. We head to the home half. Gatemen still up 3-0 at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP, have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website, www.rkm-law.com.
Looking for a turnkey rental experience on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has a dedicated team of rental professionals ready to provide homeowners and guests with exceptional service. For Cape Cod rentals, nothing compares. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
We're in the bottom of the 6th at Lowell Park. Alongside Claire Foley, I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's 3-0 Gatemen over the Kettleers, large in part due to the start of Jonathan Brand. Will be an Auburn Tiger in the fall, but he just put on a performance of a lifetime. 5 innings of work, surrendered 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks of scoreless baseball. Eerily similar to how the offense has been great, and Brand as well, in that win over the YD Red Sox last Saturday, an 11-3 victory in which Brand followed up that offensive spurt and pitched really well on the mound.
Yeah, in that game last week, the offense offered him 7 runs of support in his time out on the mound. And tonight we got 7 hits, so lucky number 7 for Jonathan Brand.
So a touchdown of runs and that went over YD, and now a touchdown and hits today. New pitcher on is Bobby Alcock out of Gardner-Webb. First swing from Tommy Troy. Flies out, slices out of play. And the count is 0-1. Bobby Alcock out of Gardner-Webb relieves Jonathan Brand, which isn't an easy task, but he'll have to do so in his 5th appearance on the Cape. 8 2/3 prior. 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts to 6 walks, an ERA of 3.11. Righty on righty, the 0-1 pitch. Elevated fastball misses in the attic at 93.
Massachusetts native, and as I am myself, and with guys coming from all over the country. I don't know if it's the same for you when you see guys from California out here, but a little bit of hometown pride.
Troy grounds it left side foul. I like it. It's always interesting. We were over at YD, and I ran into Connor Thurman, who pitches for the YD Red Sox, and he's from the San Diego area. Kyle Carr on the Orleans Firebirds as well. I like seeing players from my hometown because you grow up watching them, especially when you're at the collegiate level, not in baseball, in my terms, broadcasting, but you watch them grow and then you see them play on the Cape. It's cool to see. 1-2 pitch to Tommy Troy. Grounder right side. Hausinger gloves over to first. There's one away. Tommy Troy was not an easy out in Cotuit's 6-5 win over Wareham on June 30th, but today he's 0 for 3 for a player out of Stamford that batted .339 in the spring and is batting .407 on the summer. Between Brand and Alcock, they're keeping Tommy Troy at bay. And yes, I'll give you the statistics of Tommy Troy's first start on the Cape against the Gatemen. He was 3 for 4 with a double, a triple, and a home run. Single shy of the cycle. With one away, the pitch to the lefty Brooks Baldwin is high, and Baldwin did not go on a possible offer, says the third base umpire Mark Delaney. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away, empty base paths, bottom 6th. Alcock, the kick and the delivery. Hard hit right side, base hit. A liner for Brooks Baldwin, his first hit of the day, and that extends Baldwin's hit streak up to 9. One away, bottom 6th, and now the entire field is covered in shadows. The sun is starting to dip below the trees that stretch all across Lowell Park. Runner at first, Baldwin, stepping in the lefty Tyler Johnson, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 2 today. Opening pitch, misses high. Campos lets it get away from him. Baldwin advances to second.
Now the sun's gone down, but it's not too cold yet, Cam.
No, it's still in our eyes.
Now I'm always cold. So if I'm not cold yet, I think we're doing all right.
It says a lot. I wonder if by the end of the 6th, or maybe even the end of the 7th, you'll have a jacket on.
I always bring layers.
There you go. Well, that's what you can expect. On the field, Bobby Alcock is recorded out in the 6th, the 1-0 pitch. Johnson, lacer up the middle, base hit. Rounding third and stopping there, Brooks Baldwin. The relay throw came into home. Campos got under it. And stopping at first, Tyler Johnson. Hard hit ball, liner up the middle. Runners at the corners for the Cotuit Kettleers with only 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. And although Jonathan Brand had an unbelievable 5-inning performance in which he only gave up 3 hits and didn't give up an earned run, well, it could be a new ball game as Cotuit is capitalizing off Bobby Alcock exiting the bullpen.
Well, just as we saw when these two teams met last time, it's going to be a ball game. So, can never count this Cotuit offense out.
It's an offense that leads the Cape in hits as well as in runs, so you're right. They're potent. CJ Cephas steps in, the cleanup hitter, connects on the first pitch, high fly ball, left center field. Diodati moves back, makes the grab, tagging up, scoring easily is Brooks Baldwin. The first run scratched across for the Cotuit Kettleers. A sacrifice fly for CJ Cephas. He already has a single today, so a productive day for the cleanup hitter out of Miami, and it's 3-1 Gatemen in the bottom of the 6th. Back-to-back one-out singles and then a sacrifice fly puts us in this position. Runner at first. The tying run is at the plate in the lefty Justin Mickness, who's 0 for 2 today with the pair of groundouts. 1 on, 2 away. Alcock the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. 91 miles per hour on the dot.
I like when we get the scoreboards that show the speed on it.
It's really nice. Adds another layer to the game, the broadcast as well. 0-1. Another heater that clipped that inner half. The count 0-2 at 91 as well.
And an emphatic strike call.
Steve Durance has been very vocal behind the plate as the home plate umpire. Runner at first, the game-tying runs at the plate in a 3-run ball game. Alcock, the kick in the 0-2, fouled back. We'll do it again. So 91-mile-per-hour fastballs have covered this entire at-bat to the lefty Justin Mickness out of Kent State, the rising redshirt junior. A 294 average in the spring after he clocked in at a 349 average as a freshman. So dropped a bit, but did have 2 more homers, almost the same amount of doubles, and he's bringing it over to the Cape. Runner at first, 0-2 pitch to the lefty. Fastball high. So Lowell Park has the MPHs up on the scoreboard. Pretty sure Veterans Field in Chatham is the same. Trying to think of any other ballparks. Falmouth, Gov Fuller Field does as well.
Does Whitey?
I don't think that Yarmouth Dennis has a radar gun up on their scoreboard. I wish it was all 10. I wish I didn't have to recount.
They all blend together.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cotuit strands one on, but does scratch across its first run of the ball game. It's Gatemen 3, Kettleers 1. We head to the top of the 7th. Good job by Bobby Alcock to keep the damage only at 1. To the 7th inning we go at Lowell Park. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in environmental science, sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. Online at curry.edu.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
We're in the top of the 7th at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. With Claire Foley, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Always special to have Claire on the broadcast. Usually serves as our sideline reporter, but taking the post to my right in a 3-1 Gatemen lead on the road in Cotuit as Chase Davis steps in to face Jalen Payton for the first time today. Payton relieved Harrison Cohen and faced 4 batters in the 6th. Allowed 1 walk, but then retired the side. The order is flipped. We're in the top of the 7th, and Payton out of Georgia Southern gets set. First pitch, breaking ball. Davis pops it up. Mickness ranges back, but lets it fall out of play over the fencing. It's a player in Jalen Payton, who was the 2022 Sun Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week back in mid-April, but the entirety of his sophomore season was a two-way player for the Eagles, predominantly seen on the mound. Weekend starter for Georgia Southern, a 6-2 record, 16 pitching appearances. Fastball at 89 misses outside to Chase Davis out of Arizona. And get this, Claire, had a team-high 64 strikeouts this season for a group in Georgia Southern that hosted their first ever regional. 1-1, off speed, misses low and inside. Payton didn't like the no call. Davis will take it. Count 2-1.
Well, when pitchers are attacking, that means these batters got to do the same. And Chase Davis has just joined this Gatemen team, but he's made his presence known in the past couple days.
2-1 pitch. Lefty takes, dots the outside corner. Count 2-2. You're right in saying that, Claire. Chase Davis just today is 2 for 3 with an RBI back in the second, and that's not even taken into account that he had 2 base hits in yesterday's win over Hyannis. In a 3-1 lead for the Gatemen, time is called. Wareham wins in a variety of ways. A 1-0 victory over Orleans when they only mustered 6 hits just a couple days ago. Then had 13 hits in a 12-run, 12-10 win over the Harbor Hawks yesterday. Payton delivers a fastball and misses outside at 89, so the count moves full. And today, 7 hits, 3 runs, so kind of sitting in the middle of those last 2 games. Davis pounds the plate with his bat. Now gets ready. No outs, payoff pitch. Davis fouls it off on a pitch that jammed in on his hands. Chase Davis adjusts his helmet, gives himself a second, spits on his batting gloves as he readjusts them to gain some sort of grip at the bottom of his bat. Steps back into the lefty batter's box, and Chase Davis, who's batted leadoff the last couple of games, gets set. The payoff pitch. Davis ropes one deep left field. Pearson moving back at the wall at one, hops the wall, rolls all the way to the base. Chase Davis heads over to second. That's his 3rd base hit of the day. Chase Davis shrugs and says, yeah, this is what I do. That's now 5 hits in the last couple of days for the Arizona leadoff hitter, and he's been great for the Wareham Gatemen. No outs in the top of the 7th. Runner in scoring position for Wareham.
And you're seeing a combination of a couple things we've already talked about. 1, again, he's making his presence known, but 2, another full count. The patience at the plate, taking your time, and it rewards you.
He's already walked once as well. That was in the win over Hyannis yesterday, and he turns over to a pretty patient hitter as well that forces a lot of full counts in Ryan Campos, the lefty. Payton steps off of the rubber, now readjusts himself. Tugs at the lid of his hat. The Digi camo hats on this Red Shirt Friday in honor of our military.
Campos had a well-deserved day off yesterday. Back in the lineup today, hoping for some more of that offensive production we've become accustomed to.
He's played in 19 of 23 games, and that was a rare day off because usually when he's not behind the dish, he's the designated hitter.
That's right.
Campos gets set. Righty on lefty the pitch, fastball at 88 in the dirt. Chase Davis over there at second. Will waltz back to the bag. Now stride off of it. Short lead off toward third.
And I talked to Ryan Campos last week about his offensive production and how he's been put more towards the top of the lineup, and tonight in the 2-hole. He said he likes that pressure at the top of the lineup.
Breaking ball, strike at 79 on the outer corner. And hey, if you're going to throw someone in the spot, it's almost been patented to Hogan Windish's liking because he's been the 2-hole hitter for the first 23 games of the season. You might as well put Ryan Campos in that position, a guy that led his team in batting average in the spring, and you mentioned it, likes that pressure. No outs, top 7. Payton, slight leg kick, then steps off the rubber to reevaluate Chase Davis over at second. After a leadoff double for the Arizona Wildcat, hard hit ball to deep left field that forced Josh Pearson to make a relay throw. Ryan Campos is 0 for 3 on the day. This could be a breakthrough moment with the Gatemen up 2. 1-1 pitch. Campos takes. The fastball 88 misses down low and way outside. But Ryan Campos has been put in big spots. Had a grand slam against Harwich earlier in the season to put his team up, and ultimately that was the game-winning hit.
I was just going to say, and he's come through in those big spots.
Time is called. Ryan Campos, 9 RBIs. He's only struck out 8 times, which is phenomenal, knowing that he's been at the plate now 64 times.
And getting some delays out on the field that'll mess with Payton's timing a little bit. Could be in the Gatemen's favor.
Now we'll see. Favorable count, 2-1. No outs, top 7. 3-1 Gatemen over the Kettleers. Payton gets set at the letters, looks off at second. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball sliced back out of play.
And as you mentioned, Payton being a talented pitcher, I'm sure the Gatemen are okay with these little delays, trying to take every advantage they can get to get some more insurance runs.
You're right, already have the advantage, up 3-1. Gatemen on 8 hits, Kettleers on 5. Cotuit also a defensive miscue. Runner at second, Chase Davis. No outs in the top of the 7th. Payton looks off at second, set at the letters, the 2-2 pitch. Fastball low. Jalen Payton is really looking off at second, making sure Chase Davis does not go. Speedster out of Arizona.
He's doing a little dancing back there. I'm sure Payton could see it out of his peripheral vision. And look at that, we got another full count.
We already talked about Chase Davis and his prominence, how he's able to force full counts. Same with Ryan Campos. No outs. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball hits Campos right in the chest. He'll take his time over to first. A breaking ball. Yeah, it broke on the tailing end. That's what you want, but not it for it to go in the chest of the batter, and Campos will take his time over to first.
He's swinging around his left arm a little bit. I'm sure some discomfort in that.
It doesn't feel good. I always say when a batter gets hit, I almost live vicariously through them, because you hear the thud, and you almost feel like you just got hit with the baseball.
Yep.
I think if I took a 40-mile-per-hour any pitch in the body, I'd be down for the count. These guys are taking, 80s, 90s. Stepping in, Max Anderson out of the 3-hole, breaking ball at 75, dots the inner corner.
And that's why we're in these chairs, Cam.
Exactly. Yes, and behind all this equipment and behind the fencing, also behind the home plate umpire and the catcher. I'm making sure I got layers in front of me. We got barriers to block things off. Max Anderson was 1 for 2 on the day, also reached on an error. He had a double in the 5th. Runners at first and second, no outs. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball down low, Mickness corrals.
Now he's got 2 on with no outs.
The no outs is key for a player in Max Anderson that's hit safely in 12 straight. The pitch on the 1-1. Fastball 87 low. We talked about Max Anderson and his 12-game hit streak. We've talked about it so much, but this is a player during that streak, or at least in the last 11 games, it's batting .395. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. No outs, 2 on. Payton, the pitch. Fastball in there for strike 2. Anderson can't believe it, a bit of whiplash from his head. He's looking up at Harvey Shapiro, so wondering what to do next when the zone, maybe from our vantage point, it looks like it's expanded, but the players agree. The sun is now dropped below the trees. Shadows cover the field. Slight winds from left to right. 2 on, no outs. Top 7. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside and low. And Claire, full
Here
count.
we go again.
Full count force from Chase Davis that resulted in a double. Full count to Ryan Campos. He's hit by a pitch. Brings up now full count to Max Anderson.
Patience is key.
Now Justin Mickness heads out to the bump to talk it over with Payton. Player in Jalen Payton that retired the side in the 6th, gave up a walk. It just seems like all these players are seeing Payton's pitches a lot better than they did the starter Harrison Cohen, who had 6 strikeouts and no walks.
Right, and if they can get his pitch count up, makes them go to their bullpen. Still a lot of game left.
The payoff pitch. Anderson connects to left center. It'll fall for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home, Chase Davis. He's trotting his way to the home plate bag. And heading over to third is Ryan Campos. An RBI single for Max Anderson. and he's taken the team lead in hits, now up to 26 on the year.
That's a big insurance run, Cam, especially now, no outs with last night's home run hitter at the plate in Owen Diodati.
It's interesting, you input Chase Davis and Owen Diodati on this team as Mike Roberts and the rest of the infield are on the bump and talking it over with Jalen Payton. As a new pitcher comes on for the Cotuit Cavaliers, we'll talk more about the impact of Chase Davis and Owen Diodati on the other side, and we'll also tell you who the new pitcher is for the Cotuit Cavaliers. An insurance run for the Gatemen in the top of the 7th, still runners at the corners, no outs for Owen Diodati when we come back in the top of the 7th, a 4-1 lead for the Gatemen on the Gatemen Radio Network. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. List your home with Eastern Massachusetts' premier real estate firm. Don't just get it on the market, get it the attention it deserves. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Still in the top of the 7th at Lowell Park with Claire Foley. I'm Cameron Ezeir. 4-1 Gatemen over Cavaliers. Wareham still vying for win number 1 over Cotuit, a Cavaliers team that leads the Western Division with 32 points. The Gatemen are 11 back, so Cotuit is in first in the West. Wareham in 4th. There's runners at the corners with no outs for Owen Diodati. More importantly, Wareham has chased the first bullpen righty out of this game in Jalen Payton. So Mike Roberts will bring in Zach Chappell out of North Florida. 6 foot 200 is Chappell, part of the Ospreys. Played with the North Shore Navigators of the NECBL last summer, now has made his way to the Cape as he faces Diodati. First pitch, breaking ball, and prior to going to break, Claire was talking about you input Owen Diodati and Chase Davis into this lineup, defensively and offensively, and this team just gets a whole lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Owen was our player of the game last night. I talked to him about, he was actually on this Gatemen team last year.
Hard hit ball up the middle and through, base hit. Campo scores, stopping at second is Anderson. Owen Diodati, it's a good thing you talked to him because I think that's proving wonders. A 3-hit day yesterday, and today, 2 RBIs and 2 singles for the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, I've talked to him before game the other day when he had his first hit of the season. Next day, he has a 3-hit game. Another multi-hit game today. And I said to him, what has helped him not so much have that, like, slow start, but make that transition a little quicker? And he said, just not pressing. Remember that they're all here to have fun, all here to get better. And I think that's something we've seen from the whole Gatemen team offensively, is they look more comfortable out here. And being relaxed in the box seems to be working in their favor.
First pitch to Allen Roden is upstairs. The count 1-0 with 2 on, no outs in the top of the 7th, and a 5-1 ball game in favor of the Gatemen. 10 hits for Wareham. Now during a 6-game stretch, the Gatemen have eclipsed 10 hits 4 times. So it makes sense why in this previous 5-game stretch they had 3 wins and 2 ties and no losses. The bats are starting to pop a little more. Breaking ball for strike 1, 80 miles per hour, outer half to Roden, count 1-1.
And when you're more relaxed, you play all aspects of the game more comfortably. And when you're not putting that pressure on, you're out of your head, you're just doing what you know how to do. And these guys have been playing their whole lives. They know what to do.
Chapel the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Mickness recovers. Runners stay pat. Max Anderson at second via an RBI single was moved over to that bag thanks to an RBI single from Owen Diodati. In the 7th inning, we've now seen 2 pitchers. The new one on is Zach Chapel. A double hit by pitch, an RBI single, and another single that resulted in a ribby. Still no outs, 2-1 pitch. Oh, it hit Allen Roden. Wow, that is the 6th time this season that Allen Roden has been hit by a pitch. Man, forget laundry when these players are sliding in, whether it be on the dirt or the stone dust back at Spillane. Whole lot of bruises for the Creighton Blue Jay.
Been a couple guys on this Gatemen team who have been baseball magnets. Kellum Clark is another who's up now. Hogan Windish, another.
I mean, Carter Graham as well. He's only been here for
that's
under
right.
a week,
Yeah.
and he's been hit a couple times.
2 games in a row, I believe he was hit.
Well, Kellum Clark went on quite the streak himself in a 3-game stretch, was hit 4 times, 2 in one of those games, and he's at the plate with the bases loaded and no outs. First pitch from Chapel, breaking ball inside, misses high. Bases loaded, it's a familiar spot for the Gatemen. They probably had it 7 or 8 times in yesterday's win over Hyannis. Batting .266 are the Gatemen with the bases juiced. Chapel, the lefty, set at the letters. He'll drop to the belt, the kick in the 1-0. Another breaking ball, strike 1 down the pipe.
And still no outs.
Crazy for a Gatemen team that early on in the season just struggled to hit. And me and Alex were talking about it in the beginning of this game, saying, well, the early portion of the season is so different from the latter half, and it's showing in terms of the bats. 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 2.
I think you're seeing it on both sides of the field too, Cam, in terms of this team gelling together. You're seeing the chemistry and the defense out on the field, especially with the infield. They've been working great together. And you're seeing it even in batting practice, these guys joking around with each other.
2-1 on the ground to the right side. Tommy Troy over for 1 to Brooke Baldwin at second. That's the only out that will be recorded. 1 comes in to score. Max Anderson steps on home, and it's 6-1 Wareham with 1 away in the top of the 7th. Still runners at the corners. Fielder's choice ground out. You're scoring at home 4-6. That scored a run, so an RBI for Kellum Clark. Which brings up the righty Carter Graham, who's also been pelted by a few baseballs. He's batting out of the 7-hole for the first time this season. Runners at the corners, 1 away the pitch. Fastball bounced in the dirt. The count 1-0. Carter Graham pinch hit in yesterday's win over Hyannis, went 0 for 1. The pitch, hard hit ball driven to right and foul ground and out of play. Carter Graham broke his bat. He'll head over to the dugout. Exchange bats with Derek Fabian. And Claire, it wasn't as much of a spectacle as when Kellum Clark broke both of his bats, and both of them actually cracked right in half near the knob of the bat. But Carter Graham has to retrieve a new bat instead of just the full beige color. It's got the black on top.
An expensive night at the ballpark for the Gatemen.
That's 3 bats broken, but they're up 6-1. 1-1 pitch. Graham hacks away at a pitch that gets away from Mickness. Advancing to second is Kellum Clark. Now runners at second and third with only 1 away in the top of the 7th. The Gatemen nursing a 5-run lead. The count's 1-2 to Carter Graham, a player that has 3 hits on the summer, and all have come against righties. And he's going up against a lefty. The splits at 0 for 5 against left-handed pitching. The infield playing in. Everyone around the dirt has now moved in to where it merges with the infield grass. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The pitch. Breaking ball called. Strike 3. Carter Graham strikes out for the first time today. 2 away in the top of the 7th, but the Gatemen still threatening with 2 in scoring position for Jack Hausinger. Graham goes down looking. The first strikeout for Zach Chappell, the second arm out of the bullpen, the first lefty arm out of the pen for Cotuit. Hausinger steps in, RBI double in the 2nd, strikeout in the 4th, fielder's choice ground out in the 6th. And it hits Hausinger. He's clenching at his right wrist. Now will head over to first under his own power. That ball just got in on the hands of Hausinger, and not just in on the hands, but literally on his hand.
He got hit in the exact same place against YD on Saturday.
What are you trying to say, Clay?
That is a sensitive spot to begin with. So to get hit there twice with balls thrown as hard as they are here, can't be feeling too good.
Well, he's over there at first. Now the base is reloaded for Derek Fabian. 2-out pitch. Clock to center. Victor Scott moves back, makes the grab. Wareham strands 3, but they do scratch across a trio of runs to make it 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch at Lowell Park, and it's in favor of the Gatemen, up 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
With competitive pay, state-of-the-art facilities, and opportunities in service, sales, accounting, HR, marketing, IT, and more, a job at Milton Cat, the Northeast Caterpillar dealer, is more than a career choice. It's a choice career. Visit miltoncat.com/careers to join their growing team.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the major leagues. Only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing. From the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years. And we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This week's special celebration of Red Shirt Friday is sponsored by Zypher Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday. Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
We're in the bottom of the 7th at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. With Claire Foley, I'm Cameron Ezeir. New pitcher on for the Wareham Gatemen in relief of Bobby Alcock, who finishes with the final line of an inning of work. Allows 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, a strikeout, no walks. New pitcher is Jackson Fristow out of Mississippi State, a 2021 national champion. And Claire, this is a really, really cool at-bat. You have a 2021 national champion on the bump and a 2022 national champion at the plate in Calvin Harris out of Ole Miss.
Be an interesting matchup.
A lot of accolades, a lot of rings between the two. Fristow, the righty, gets set, delivers to the lefty. Harris, big hack and a miss. 92-mile-per-hour fastball, count 0-1. Jackson Fristow in his 4th appearance prior had 4 2/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 8 runs given up, 7 of them earned. His second pitch, 92 on a heater, misses inside, count 1-1. Fristow with 3 strikeouts to 8 walks and an ERA that's drifted above 13. But in the past couple outings, he's played a whole lot better. 1-1 delivery. Harris pops it up out of play to the left side. Bottom of the 7th, the Gatemen lead the Kettleers 6-1. Wareham still without a win over Cotuit this season. They're 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. No outs, empty base paths. Pitch to Harris. Fastball fouled back behind the plate.
Seems like we got a balanced crowd of fans out here tonight. Cam, got equal cheers for Fristow on the mound and Harris at the plate.
I will say I'll give props to the Wareham crowd for filing out here to Lowell Park. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball misses high in the attic. It's about a, 45-minute drive away from Wareham. But these fans coming out in full force and challenging the Cotuit crowd that still there's a whole lot of fans in pull-out chairs in the bleachers. 2-2 pitch, off speed at 81, misses high. I think the most impressive part of these fans here at Lowell Park is they're still here. We've passed 7:30 on the clock, and so many fans have still stayed to watch the Kettleers and the Gatemen. Payoff pitch, fastball, hard hit ball driven to deep center field. Davis moves back at the warning track. He'll make the grab, 1 away. These fans are getting a show from both teams, with the Gatemen have 10 hits, 6 runs. The Kettleers still 5 hits, 1 run.
Well, in the last matchup, it was close until the very end, literally the bottom of the 9th. So, like I said before, there's a lot of game left, and even still, good competition between these two teams.
Fristow takes a deep breath, gets ready to deal to the West Virginia Mountaineer, Vic Scott. Scott wields his bat over his helmet and drops it low as he had to veer out of the way on a fastball that jammed him. The count's 1-0 as he rests his bat in his back shoulder. 1-0 pitch, hard hit ball driven deep right center field, drifting right. Roden at the wall makes the grab. Great contact from both Calvin Harris and Victor Scott, but not to be as it lands in the gloves of Chase Davis and Alan Roden respectfully. And Jackson Fristow has worked a quick 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The Gatemen still up by 5. Stepping in to the batter's box is now a pinch hitter for the Cotuit Kettleers and a righty that's stepping in for the lefty Josh Pearson. Get you more on who's at the plate in a minute. First pitch swung on, looped to deep left field, ranging left, making the catch near the left field line is Diodati. And that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3 flyouts to all parts of the outfield. And that's where we lie as we head to the top of the 8th. The Gatemen lead 6-1 at Lowell Park. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball. The Gatemen Broadcast Network will be back in a few. Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and online classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in accounting, business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
We're on the top of the 8th, winding this game down at Lowell Park. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir, so Claire Foley joined me for the previous 2 innings. Now Alex back in this makeshift broadcast booth, and now the Gatemen nurse a 6-1 advantage. Back on the mound for a second inning of work is Zach Chappell after relieving Jalen Payton midway through the 7th, in which the Gatemen tacked on 3 more. Chase Davis is at the plate. He has 3 hits on the day. Lets that ball bounce in the dirt away from the mitt of Mickness, and the count 1-0. Now, Alex, as you had a back seat in the last pair of innings, what did you see out of this Gatemen offense you liked?
Well, I really like Chase Davis. You know, he's been really impressive, I bet, to Harvey Shapiro and really this whole team.
1-0, Davis takes, ball in the dirt outside, count 2-0.
You know, Chase Davis would be the first player that either started or really joined this team and been an immediate impact right away. And that's what's needed with this team. He's been a huge spark in this offense, and it's showing tonight. 3 hits.
2-0 delivery. Davis cuts on it, fouls it back to the right side.
But not only the spark for the offense, the spark for the defense, too. You know, you have pretty much full confidence in him in center field, and that's a tough ask in today's game.
Davis has made a few phenomenal plays out there. It counts 2-1 to the Arizona lefty. It was 2 singles and a double. He's 3 for 4 on the day. 2-1 breaking ball, roped to center. It'll fall for Chase Davis's 4th base hit. 3 singles and a double. Add an RBI to that, and a leadoff base hit in the 8th. So Alex, this is a player in Chase Davis who in his debut against Orleans went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Then played Hyannis yesterday, 2 for 5 in the leadoff spot with a double and a walk and a pair of runs scored. And now 4 hits today. He's added 2 to his total. Each game he's only played in 3.
That's the first hitter in this Gatemen offense that has 4 hits in 1 game.
The previous single game record was 3 by a multiple amount of guys, including Hogan Windish, Max Anderson, to name a few. So Ryan Campos steps in, hit by a pitch in the 7th. First pitch over the head of Campos, ducked out of the way. It's a good thing Ryan Campos is only 5'9", because if he was a few inches taller, that one's going straight for the dome. Campos readjusts himself in the lefty batter's box. The runner at first, no outs in the top of the 8th. The Gatemen leads 6-1. Zach Chappell looks off at first. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, chopped back, foul. Ryan Campos is 0 for 3 on the day. Did have that hit by pitch like I mentioned in a 3-run 7th for the Gatemen. Chappell gets set. At the letters, the 1-1. Breaking ball. That veered behind the head of Campos. I think my eyes were just deceiving me. It was out of the zone anyway. I'm telling you, I look through this fence, and half the time my eyes focus on the fence and half it focuses on the player. Either way, that's ball 2. The defense on the infield is shifted to the right side. 2-1 pitch. Fastball fouled away. That pitch in on the hands of Campos. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. No outs, top of the 8th. 6-1 Gatemen over Kettleers. 11 hits for Wareham after 13 yesterday. That's a total of 24 in the last couple of games. They're up against a team in Cotuit that ranks first in runs and hits on the Cape. Chappell readies the 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 88 up near the neck area of Campos. Dodges out of the way. Count full. Ryan Campos was hit by a pitch the last time he drew a count full back in the 7th.
Yeah, that 7th inning really got away from Cotuit. A lot of free passes on the base pass, a few walks, but a handful of hit by a pitches, that's what really hurts the club.
Payoff pitch. Fastball just misses inside. Ryan Campos draws a walk. Now runners at first and second with no outs in the top of the 8th. The Gatemen still up by 5. Ryan Campos walks for the 5th time this season. I'll draw up Max Anderson, who has 2 hits on the day. He's 2 for 3. Anderson gets set in the righty batter's box after a few windmills in front of the plate. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike at 79 miles per hour on the outer half. Lowers the velocity on that breaking pitch. Sometimes dips into the 70s. Has a lot of movement on it as it crosses the plane of the plate. Runners at first and second. Now the defense sets standard for Anderson out of Nebraska. Chappell steers off at second, 0-1. Fastball, chop left side. Baldwin over to Troy, who throws it to first. Not in time. Max Anderson safe at first. Over to third. Chase Davis. Runners at the corners, now 1 away in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, great job by Anderson to beat out the throw to break up that double play ball. Now, that brings up Owen Diodati.
Diodati stands in. Played his collegiate career at Alabama. He's choosing to transfer to Oregon in the fall. Lefty on lefty, runners at the corners, 1 away. The pitch. Breaking ball hits Diodati in the back. 3 hit by pitches in the 7th by this Cotuit pitching staff. And now make it 4 in the game as it hits Diodati, and he's on base for the 3rd time today. This Gatemen team will have to go on the bus back home to Wareham. A few bruises. Campos, Diodati, Roden, and Hausinger have all been hit by a pitch. Roden steps in. 1 away, bases loaded. Chappell the pitch near the eye level of Alan Roden. Missed on an 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Alan Roden out of Creighton entered today batting out of the 5-hole for the first time this season. Fielder's choice ground out in the 1st, fly out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, hit by a pitch in the 7th. That reads 0 for 3. Kick in the 1-0. Fastball hits Alan Roden. This is getting ridiculous. Roden heads over to first. Now the second baseball that's hit him, Chase Davis comes home, waltzes onto home plate. It's 7-1 Gatemen. 5 hit batsmen for Wareham.
And another run scored. And Roden kind of looked frustrated. I don't think he was frustrated he got hit. I think he was frustrated. He wants to hit. You know, he didn't come here to just get hit by a pitch. He came here to get a couple hits.
He's been hit by 7 pitches this summer. A reminder, Alan Roden is playing in just his 15th game on the Cape. That's pretty much 1 every 2 games. You know, Roden wants a few ABs. He's the guy that is draft eligible and wants to swing the lumber a bit. But he'll take his base and an RBI as well. That's RBI number 5 on the season for Alan Roden. Bases loaded now for Kellum Clark, the lefty. The Gatemen now up by 6. It's 7-1. 1 away in the 8th, the pitch. Breaking ball veers outside the strike zone, right at the letters. It counts 1-0.
Well, Cam, after just scoring 1 run 2 nights ago against Orleans, they've now scored 19 runs in just 2 nights.
0-1. Upstairs, actually, the 1-1 that was called a strike. A lot of ones on the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases all loaded up for Kellum Clark, who has 2 singles and an RBI. 1-1. So that time, the 1-1 pitch was thrown as a breaking ball that missed in the dirt. Hey, this Gateman offense is capitalizing on mistakes. The bats have been there as well. 11 hits. That's now 10 or more hits for the 4th time in the last, make it 6 games in which the Gatemen have still yet to lose. 2-1. Fastball called strike, flirted with the top of the strike zone, inner half. Corner infielders are in and the bases are juiced. Still only 1 away in the top of the 8th, and you'll take any insurance runs you can get against a Cotuit Kettleers team that has 14 wins, which leads the Cape. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Clark connects, slow roller up the middle, backhanded, flip over to second for 1, on to first. He got him! Double play to end the top of the 8th. The middle infield converges for a nice little 4-6-3 double play. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Gatemen lead 7-1 over the Kettleers. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
Joanne Stevenson with Berkshire Hathaway and Robert Paul Properties brings over 21 years of real estate experience to the South Shore and Cape Cod area. The Robert Paul Properties team not only specializes in coastal luxury properties, but proudly serves our veterans in their home search or sell process. Joanne Stevenson is your local, homegrown agent who knows the area and knows the market. Call Joanne Stevenson with Robert Paul Properties for all your real estate needs. Located at 155 Front Street in Marion. Local craft beer, great food, games, outdoor beer garden, and live music. That's all at Stone Path Malt. Better malt, better beer. Conveniently located across from Wareham Crossing in the West Wareham Industrial Park. Check them out. Whether a night at the tap room for pub grub, dinner for the family, or a full-service catered event, Minkle Boys Catering. Food with passion. Book your event today.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard by visiting.
We're in the bottom of the 8th at Lowell Park with Alex Feuz. I'm Cameron Ezeir. We've just been informed that this will be the last half inning. Of course, no lights at Lowell Park. It's starting to get a bit dark, so Steve Durrance, the home plate umpire, is going to call this game off after this half inning. New pitcher on for the Gatemen, Nico Mazza. First pitch is fouled away by Trotter Harlan, who is a defensive substitute. In at second as Tommy Troy was moved to short in the top of the 8th, so now the righty Harlan is batting in the 9-hole. Nico Mazza, the 0-1 pitch. Fastball at 93, misses high. Mazza out of Southern Mississippi, the righty, standing at 5'10", weighing 180. Rising junior in his 5th appearance on the Cape, 4 1/3 prior to today. 1-1. Harlan watches it breeze by his eyes. Pitch misses inside and high. Prior to this game, Mazza giving up only 4 hits in 4 1/3, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts to 1 walk, an ERA of 2.07. 2-1 delivery. Harlan takes, fastball outer corner. What a name. Trotter Harlan. I don't know, just a big fan of that name. He's out of the College of Charleston, a junior. Rests his bat on his back shoulder. 2-2 pitch from Mazza. Just misses outside, count full.
College Charleston had a good season this past year. A lot of their players represented here in the Cape.
Payoff pitch up the middle and through. Trotter Harlan with a base hit, just the 6th of the day for the Cotuit Kettleers. They have a runner on with no outs in the bottom of the 8th. A reminder, this will be the last half inning of play. We won't go into the 9th because there are no lights here at Lowell Park and it's starting to get dark.
That's Harlan's first hit for Cotuit.
Brings up a guy that won't be vying for his first hit. Actually, Tommy Troy, who entered this game batting .407 to lead the team. Tommy Troy ropes one deep left field, way out of play. It was hooking foul the entire time. One thing Tommy Troy does want is his first hit of the day, though, against his former team. Had 3 hits a week ago in a 6-5 Cotuit win over Wareham. Wasn't able to replicate that today in the leadoff spot. Is 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a pair of groundouts to Hausinger at second. Mazza looks off at first, 0-1. Fastball Troy up the middle and gets past the outstretched glove of Derek Fabian at short. Heading to second, Trotter Harlan. 2 on, no outs in the bottom of the 8th. A 6-run deficit for the Cotuit Kettleers, but they're not giving up.
Well, Tommy Troy definitely has the upper hand over Nico Mazza. He's the guy that hit the walk-off home run against Mazza just 1 week ago.
That's a good
his
point.
first hit of the night came against Mazza again.
Right. I mean, that one not as loud, but Nico Mazza did face Tommy Troy in the bottom of the 9th with 2 away, and Troy took him yard for a Cotuit win. That time, Troy gets the best of Mazza again. Nico gets ready to deliver to Brooks Baldwin. First pitch, cut on and missed. He did go on a breaking ball down low and inside. A game that can be labeled the Jonathan Brand game. You can throw the bats in there as well. Jonathan Brand, 7 strikeouts and 5 scoreless innings. His 5th start for the Gatemen, and he let the offense cruise through this one. Mazza gets ready, 0-1 pitch. Up high and outside, ball 1. Now if the score settles as a Gatemen win, that'll be 4 wins in the last 6 games. The other 2 resulted in ties. Be a Gatemen team that go a whole week without a loss. But still some business to take care of with a runner at first and second, no outs. 1-1 delivery. Baldwin chopped right side. Hausinger dives, makes the grab, turns over to first off a hop, in time! Wow. Jack Hausinger flashes the leather once again, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Both runners advance.
He's just been incredible at second base all season long. He grounds it anything near him. He just makes the play and makes it look easy.
Wow. Alex, this is a player this season has played second, short, has pitched, and has played in left field. And he's played all of the positions seamlessly. Incredible. One away, now two in scoring position. This is actually the biggest threat for the Cavaliers, and it's in the final half frame. With one out, pitch to the lefty Tyler Johnson, who takes the first pitch for a strike. We're in the bottom of the eighth. We won't play a ninth because it's getting dark here at Lowell Park and there are no lights. I bet the score line has a big part in the umpires calling this one off after 8 as well, with the Gatemen up 7-1. Mazza set at the neck. 0-1 pitch. 80-mile-per-hour breaking ball in the dirt and outside. The count even. Two teams that lead the Cape in hits. Cotuit number 1, Wareham number 2. Right now they've combined for 18. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, 1 away, 2 on. The pitch. Bouncer in the dirt. Campos makes the stop. 2-1 is the count with 1 away. You're going to take away a lot from this game. A chance to beat the best team on the Cape that struggled as of late. You're going to keep their struggling streak going. It's a Cotuit team, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 ties in their last 5. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. The pitch. Fastball. High chopper. Left side. Fabian gloves over to first in time for the second out of the bottom of the 8th. A run comes in to score. It's now 7-2 Gatemen over the Cavaliers. Runner advances to third. But what really matters is the guy at the plate, CJ Feuz. You get him out, this ball game's over, even though we've only played 7.5. We'll only play 8 today. The sun set beyond the trees in the early portion of the 7th inning. First pitch to Feuz, fastball down low out of the zone. Count 1-0. It's a Gatemen team many times before has recorded double figures in hits and lost the game. But today, well, they're well in front with 11 hits on the board. 1-0 Feuz, grounder to the right side. This could do it. Hausinger gloves over to first, and that's the ball game. The Wareham Gatemen haven't lost in a week. 4 wins, 2 ties in the last 7 days, and Wareham's on a roll. Now 10 wins on the season. The Gatemen take down the Cotuit Cavaliers for the first time this season by the score of 7-2. And Alex, what a win for a Wareham Gatemen team that's probably the hottest team on the Cape right now, and you take on a group that was the hottest team on the Cape throughout the first 18 games of the season, and Wareham pulls it out by 5.
Yeah, and Harvey Shapiro will shake hands with the Cotuit coaching staff here, and what a big win for sure for the Gatemen. Haven't lost in a week and continues their hot streak. And it's been an exciting few days for the Gatemen.
Unbelievable for a Gatemen team that was 6-11-1 in the depths of the West Division. In the past week, 4-0-2, and the Gatemen now improved to 10-11-3 and have gained some ground on the number 3 spot in the West Division in the Bourne Braves, who now just have 1 more point on them. The Gatemen now sitting at 23 points, while the Cotuit Cavaliers drop to 14-6-4. We'll take a quick break on the Gatemen Radio Network. On the other side, we'll have the South Coast Health post-game show for you, and our Claire Foley will be joined by the South Coast Health Player of the Game on the other side on the Gatemen Radio Network. Mark DeShays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Summer is here, and we are finally back to enjoying all our favorite outdoor activities. As temperatures rise, so does the risk for unexpected injuries. South Coast Health Urgent Care Centers are open, safe, and here to provide the care you need when you need it. Our 7 locations are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Walk-ins are welcome, and having a South Coast Health physician is not required. Visit southcoast.org/urgentcare to check wait times and reserve your spot today. Back at Lowell Park with Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir for the South Coast Health postgame show, following a 7-2 win for the Wareham Gatemen over the Cotuit Cavaliers. The Gatemen improved to 10-11-3, while the Cotuit Cavaliers drop to 14-6-4 prior to getting our South Coast Health player of the game on air. I want to talk a little bit about Harvey Shapiro. That is win 539, which moves him into tied for second in the Cape Cod Baseball League in managerial wins, and what an accomplishment for him. And now he's only going up against Scott Pickler, and they're both active coaches, so they'll go back and forth. But one more win, and Harvey Shapiro solidifies himself in second.
Right, and Harvey Shapiro is a guy that, while still coaching at 74 years old, you alluded to it earlier, Cam, where you have to have some form of excitement about him to still want to do it, and that excitement is just simply the love of the game. If you don't like the game of baseball, you're not coaching at 74 years old all summer long. It's a grind for sure, and only the people that truly love this game of baseball would do it, and Harvey Shapiro definitely loves this sport.
Picked up a lot of those wins in 5 seasons with the Falmouth Commodores in the 90s, then 18 seasons with the Bourne Braves, also won a championship, couple Manager of the Year nods. But let's shift over to this game. Wareham wins 7-2, and we have our South Coast Health player of the game with us. And Claire, you'll tell us who it is, and it's pretty obvious with his unbelievable day today. Claire?
Yeah, that's right, Cam, here with Chase Davis. Chase, you're the first Gateman to have 4 hits in a single game. You just got here a few days ago. What's been your focus in the box?
Really just kind of trying to get ready to go early. I think after coming off a long postseason in USA Baseball, I think my body kind of started to slow down a little bit, but I told myself to come out here and make an impact for the team and help us win. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So just doing my best to be able to keep everyone on track and have fun in the dugout at the same time, and really get on a nice little win streak like we started just now.
You mentioned that fun in the dugout earlier when you were doing BP. Saw you joking with the guys. How has it been meeting these new players, and like, what's it like being able to see the results on the field because of that chemistry?
It's so fun. Just being around the guys from guys all across the country. It's a great experience to be able to be out here and enjoy summer ball. And this is where new friendships are made that last a long time. And it's a blessing to be out here. It's a blessing to play for this team, and super excited to be here for the rest of the season.
You're no stranger to summer ball. What's the difference between other leagues and being at the Cape? Only a few days here, but
yes, I think Northwoods compared to this, I love it here already. I think they didn't take it as serious as they did over there. A great league. It's awesome to play over there, but I just think the level of competition is insane here, and I think it really means a lot to be able to play in front of all these guys and the fans as well. And but it's definitely crazy competition over here in a different part of the country as well. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Chase. Congrats on a great game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Chase Davis, our South Coast Health Player of the Game. 4 hits for the Arizona Wildcat, 4 for 5. He struck out in the 4th, but that one almost faded away in the dust here at Lowell Park because Davis was unbelievable in just his 3rd game on the Cape. He had 2 hits yesterday, 4 today.
Yeah, and he alluded to it, a winning streak, and this is the first true winning streak that the Gatemen have all season long. 3 wins in a row, and they look to keep it hot and back home tomorrow for another big game.
Yeah, it'll be back home tomorrow for the Wareham Gatemen, which is a really nice sight to see. Knowing that it's a Gatemen team that will travel on the road on Sunday before having that off day on Monday. The Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox are up tomorrow, and you're right, first winning streak, 3 straight, but I want to talk one more player really quick. Jonathan Brand, 5 innings of work, allowed just 3 hits, scoreless baseball, no walks, 7 strikeouts. How can you put that into words?
I don't think you can. I think just phenomenal performance from Jonathan Brand all season long. 5 stars, just 2 walks. That's a guy that you can really put on the mound to have confidence in that he'll continue the winning streak in any game you put him on.
So Jonathan Brand in his 5th start on the mound twirls a gem, and so do the Gatemen at home plate as the bats were hot. The final line, 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Gatemen, and for the Cotuit Kettleers, 2 runs on just 7 hits and 1 defensive miscue. It's a winning streak for the Wareham Gatemen, 3 straight for the first time this season. They'll look to make it 4 in a row as they travel back home to take on the YD Red Sox, a team they're 1-0 against after beating the Red Sox in Yarmouth Dennis last week. So that game will start at 6 o'clock. The South Coast Health pregame show starts at 5:50 back at Spillane Field, and we'll see if the Wareham Gatemen can extend it to 4 straight. But more importantly, the Gatemen haven't lost in a week, and it's a good sight to see as Wareham is on a roll. They're 10-11-3 on the season and now well in the playoff picture. So that'll do it for today's broadcast. For Claire Foley and Alex Feuz and our producer, Joey Demaray, I'm Cameron Ezeir saying so long, the Gatemen on a winning streak for the first time this season. We'll see you tomorrow at Spillane.